What's going on with the sound?
Hey, how's that?
Did you mute the mic, babe?
No, I didn't. How's that?
Did you mute the mic, babe?
Oh, it's not muted, dear. Oh, you know what I did do?
What? Oh, is it not plugged in?
Yeah, it's not plugged in. Oh my Lanta. I was charging my phone. Give me a break. We are so well organized.
You make me look bad when you do these
No,
things.
it's just me. Just me not plugging the mic in.
Well, this weekend, since we
How?
were derailed
There
last
we go.
weekend.
Hey.
we're
Focus.
going to-
Focus up.
We're going to set up a nice...
Andy's back.
The nice board that we have.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Now we have a microphone.
Lydia, unplug the microphone.
Thank you for calling us, Steven. I appreciate it. I was charging my phone. Hey, I need to be able to see my computer, babe.
Sorry.
There you go. Okay, so what I was doing before all of this went down without any sound, I'm glad you guys all enjoyed the mystery there. I was looking for the New York Post story that got them suspended from Twitter. So what I want to do is we're going to have to go way back in time. Hunter Biden, all caps because I'm a boomer. All right, so we're going to go back like a year and a half. All right. I'm going to have to put Hunter Biden in quotation marks because I'm seeing a lot about that Biden wedding from like 2 weeks ago. That's not what we're looking for.
Do you think they timed the wedding just to mess up the news cycle about anything?
To distract? I don't think so. Let's look at the oldest one. Twice Biden, Never Shy from 2008. That's fantastic. Oh, hey, look at this from 2008. Biden's son in fund suit. Not like a suit, like an outfit. Hedge fund executive Hunter Biden has had anything but a quiet introduction to his career in finance. The 38-year-old son of Democratic vice presidential candidate Senator Joe Biden is caught up in several lawsuits regarding the acquisition and operation of Paradigm Companies, an investment firm that operates a fund of funds, a hedge fund that invests in other hedge funds. Wow, it's like an Uber hedge fund. Biden also appears to be feuding with partner James Park, the son-in-law of the Reverend Sun Myung. I hate the New York. No, I don't like the New York Post site. Sun Myung Moon court papers show. Biden, also a Washington lobbyist, took control of Paradigm in August 2006 and was for a brief period its president. Let's see what they say at the end.
The son-in-law of Sun Myung Moon's.
No, there's the guy he was in business with in 2008 was Park. His last name was Park.
Right, but what's this about?
James Park, son-in-law of, I don't know. Yeah, Sun Myung Moon.
He's
Cultist.
The Mooney cult.
Yeah, the moon. Oh, interesting. That's a really interesting connection that I did not know about. So we're dabbling in Hunter Biden's sordid past while we're waiting for Elon Musk. And let me check and make sure we're not missing anything because he promised us he would drop this. Let's see what we got. Show me what you got. Oh, is that copyright violation?
Show me what you got.
I just want the live Q&A. I think that's going to be awesome. We're double checking some facts. Probably start live tweeting in about 40 minutes. Womp, womp, womp. All right, let's keep reading about Hunter Biden. He's a fascinating character. Okay, the Romney campaign. Wow, this is really old school stuff. This is back in 2012.
Can you see okay?
Kind of, not really. Crony capitalism and Joe Biden's brother. Let's talk about James Biden, because that's something interesting too. It's from Charles Gasparino, whom I also follow on Twitter. He's awesome. I don't like their pop-ups on this site. James Biden isn't a big name in the business of residential housing development, so what exactly qualifies him to work at a construction company and share in the winnings of a $1.5 billion project to build affordable homes in Iraq? That's such a great question. Let's find out. If you said it has something to do with his last name, the one shared by his older brother, Vice President Joe Biden, you wouldn't be far off. At least that's the guess of some Wall Street analysts who cover the Marlton, New Jersey-based company. Okay, Andy's moving my screen. Now I can't see what's happening.
All this stuff?
I brought all my office stuff in here. I'm literally doing like 3 different jobs from this desk, and Andy's like, wow, there's a lot of stuff on here. Yes, that's correct. There is.
You're a maximalist.
I am not a maximalist. That's not correct. Here's the cat you've all been waiting to see. I know that's why you guys tuned in. He is here. All is well. All is well. Let me see if I can open this and see if we can see the chat. Yay, we have audio now. Yeah, all right. Boomer moment. Yes, thank you. Soundwave ETM3. That was 100% a boomer moment. That was entirely my fault, not Andy's fault. Here's the cat. Here's Dip. To assuage all your concerns, here he is in all his glory. He's wonderful.
He's excited about the Twitter.
He's excited about the Hunter Biden thing. I can tell. He's trying to walk all over the desk. I don't think this is going to work.
This will be fun.
No, this is not
Don't
good.
let him light himself on fire.
He's
I
a
don't think
silly
we should
cat.
have fires during the...
No, okay. I just had a candle. Andy thinks there's too much chaos going on here.
Well, you got like 1,000 things on this desk somehow.
Don't.
Even know
Okay.
what
All
this
right. Thank you guys for joining this evening. Someone says, give Andy a microphone. Hey, look at that.
Hello.
Hello. There we go. Someone said Elon Musk just took the Canadian way out. That didn't happen. That's not correct. Dip takes it out on Dad. I'm sorry, Andy. All right. Is he going to do his own Dip show? That would be great, but I think that's not rated for all viewers. The Dip show, it involves a lot of cat tail. Yes. Need a Biden sign interpreter for sure. No sound. Thanks, Potatoes for Seamus. Thank you for telling us. We figured it out eventually.
Potatoes for Seamus?
My lip reading is not that good. Yeah, you have gone deaf, apparently. I'm sorry. That was entirely my fault for unplugging the microphone.
Why did you unplug the microphone?
So I could charge my phone. We've been over this. Don't worry about it.
Don't unplug it.
I know. I just unplugged whatever was close. This is entirely my fault. I shouldn't be running a professional studio. Friday night content. Yeah, guys, I'm excited about this. Let's see what Elon's saying. I keep refreshing, and I'm not seeing anything.
Did you put the Public Square link in the description of this video?
No.
You should.
I will do that.
Let
me find that. I can find that on my phone and drop it in there. Now would be a good time to insert an ad. No, because I don't hate my viewers. I'm very glad that you guys are all joining us. Thanks so much.
Well, it's not like an ad if we're talking about Public Square, which is such a great platform.
There you go. That was smooth. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Sane businesses, if you will. It is now 6 p.m. The beeper has beeped. It's time. It's time for Elon Musk to be punctual and not fashionably late.
You should pop that link in there right now.
I will grab that right now. We were just talking about Public Square earlier today, and it's a very important app. So let me get my link.
Don't open your email.
No, I'm not going to open my email over there. No worries.
So for those of you who don't know, Public Square is an app that it's kind of like, people describe it as like Angie's List for liberty-minded, patriotic businesses. So there's lists of, you can shop local.
It's like a directory.
Yeah, you can find a directory of all the local businesses that have signed up on the app, and there's more and more signing up every day. Our beloved CEO, Michael Seifert, was on... Seifert. Is it Seifert?
It's Seifert.
Tucker called him Seifert.
Oh, no, Tucker.
I don't know. So I figured if Tucker said it, it must be true.
No, it's Seifert.
He was on Tucker Carlson last night and talking about the app and the difficult state that small businesses are in recently and all that. So yeah, we've got more and more businesses and more users signing up every day. It's free for businesses and for users. And they make their money by advertising. So you'll see, the promoted ones at the top are the ones that want to support the awesome app makers. So, yeah, let's put that link in the description there.
So I have a link for businesses that want to join Public Square, which is not the link that I'm going to use. I'm just going to link the Public Square app itself because I know that you guys are all getting ready for Christmas shopping. And
we'll put both links in there.
And we'll definitely want to get in on some of this stuff because 'tis the season to not be canceled and to take no BS from anyone. And I think that Christmas is the perfect time to do that. So I'm going to put this right under my name.
So it's the main link.
SQ.com. And then if you have or know of a business that might want to join Public Square, you can definitely recommend they do so through this affiliate link that I'm also going to drop in the description of this stream. And we are still waiting for Elon Musk. Don't worry, we haven't gotten distracted from that. We will get there. Businesses that want to join Public Square.
I'd probably just say business link. Oh, you just...
Thank you. There we go. All right, for the everyday person who is just looking at Christmas shopping, this is such a great opportunity because this kind of reminds me of like Jeremy's Razors, where they just said, we are not going to be canceled. We will not take any garbage towards our host. We're going to make our own company and sell our own products to show you that you don't have control of this space.
Yeah.
And I think Public Square is the perfect stick it to them.
Jeremy's Razors is like the supply side, the actual businesses, and then Public Square is like, that helps create the actual economy and, helps people interact.
Exactly.
In the market.
Correct. It's been 40 minutes. Popcorn is gone, taking too long. It's a serious problem.
Oh, do we have popcorn?
Drop it, man. Oh, come on. We know you're working hard, but we sure are excited and ready to see it. Dang, wished I was in another time zone right now, about to fall asleep. Sorry.
Wants to bet on he's found suicided with 2 shotgun shells.
I hope not. I hope he didn't have an unfortunate heavy weightlifting accident.
Yeah.
That was my concern. I was like, oh no, he's going to have accidentally taken the Canadian way, which is what we call it now.
It's been Canadianed.
He's been Canadianed. He's been Hillaried.
Like there's a crypto millionaire that recently was found.
Yeah, we got to find that article. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Candace Owens tweeted about his last tweet said that the CIA is running a child sex ring out of...
Whoa, that's not family friendly.
Are we...
I'm kind of in family friendly mode.
I thought we were in like a news thing here.
Yeah, we are. Mircea Popescu.
Yeah, so
that was a year ago.
He was a billionaire?
Was that a year ago?
I don't know.
Wow, yeah. So they are talking about something that happened a year ago.
Really?
Inside the home he left behind after his drowning death. Cryptocurrency developer Nikolai Mushigian had been splitting his time between Florida and Puerto Rico before his untimely and suspicious death on October 28th. Is that October 28th of this year? That's crazy. If so.
This is Candace Owens that tweeted about it.
Wow, yeah.
I thought just recently.
He's apparently not the first one, because when I Googled it, a couple different names.
Oh, that would surprise me.
Drowning death of crypto visionary Nikolai Mushigian, I have no idea how it's pronounced, fuels conspiracy theories. Well, no kidding. Of course it does. A brilliant young cryptocurrency pioneer named Nikolai Mushigian tweeted on October 28th that intelligence agencies were going to murder him and was found dead on a Puerto Rico beach hours later. Holy moly. CIA and Mossad and pedo elites are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and Caribbean islands. The developer of the blockchain-based decentralization finance platforms who wanted to end global banking corruption tweeted at 4:57 a.m. They are going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death. Oh my gosh. The 29-year-old then left his $6 million beach house in the Lux Condado area of San Juan, Puerto Rico for a walk. Dun, dun, dun. A little after 9 a.m., a surfer off Ashford Beach, a spot considered so rife with riptides that local hotels warn against ocean swimming, discovered his body on the waves. He was wearing his clothes and had his wallet on him, sources told the Post. How convenient. News of his death, coupled with his last tweet and other dark posts about fighting evil people who were part of the central banking cartel which he claimed used debt and blackmail as weapons, have fueled conspiracy theories online and in the tight-knit cryptocurrency community in Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Delete Ishcoin is his @ on Twitter if you guys want to check it out. So Nikolai is still effing dead. Amin Soleimani, the CEO of Spink Chain, tweeted October 3rd, "My money is on him being murdered." He was found drowned 4 hours after his riskiest tweet ever. He had all year to drown randomly or be mugged, so it seems unlikely that his death was unrelated to his tweet. Tweeted 4 days ago about CIA, Mossad, and pedo elites and fearing for his life. Found dead yesterday. They're real. Why Epstein suicided himself, wrote Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear. That's not one of our friends, is it? In September, he tweeted that there were 3 possible futures for me. Suicided by the CIA brain damage slave asset, worst nightmare of people who effed with me up until now. I am sure these are the only options. Wow, he was not wrong. That is insane. That's crazy. Anyway, well, this isn't exactly Elon Musk. I know, I titled it somewhat misleadingly because this was all dependent on Elon Musk tweeting and filling us in on all of this stuff.
Something tells me that Hunter Biden's laptop is not particularly unrelated to this.
Yeah, I think it is a similar kind of story for sure. Oh my gosh, New York Post, get it together. I have an ad blocker, but Chrome is great in that it chooses to let some ads through. It's like, but you want ads that are targeted towards you, right? Okay, cool. You can't block those. Oh, there's Dip. Here he is. Time for the Dip cam. Here he goes. He loves to do this thing. Ready? He's going to do the corkscrew thing. He does a little corkscrew in.
Smell my hair.
He does, and he likes to scratch his head on Dad's beard. He thinks that's awesome.
We should get sponsored by Keeps because they did a great job.
That's right. They helped Andy keep his hair, and it looks great now.
If you see video of me or pictures from like the vlog like a year and a half ago or so, you can see I'm clearly balding. I've got very thinning hair on the front of the top there, and there's a bald spot in the back that is basically gone.
Yeah, it's great. It's so much better than it was. It doesn't even look like the same hair, honestly. I think I'm going to move this arm, and we can kind of hold this.
Just hold it.
Give Dip the spotlight he deserves. You want to hear him purring? Let's see if we can hear him purring, just because we have a minute.
He really likes to smell that stuff.
Can you guys hear him purring? He is great. We love him very much, and he loves us. He's very much like a dog. He always runs over to the door when we arrive. He comes to see us off when we leave. He's the best. Oh, he's so snuggly. Anyway, let's keep reading this horrifying story about this other Bitcoin billionaire. A person who knew Meshuggah very well for years, until they had a falling out 2 years ago, said that the developer was a, quote, very, very smart, but also suffered from extreme bouts of paranoia. Okay, that's fair. He had mental problems, said the source, who spoke on condition of anonymity. He saw a psychiatrist at times. He smoked a lot of pot, a tremendous amount. Oh, boy. At the same time, the source said that Meshuggah was in a communication with federal agencies, possibly including the CIA, but did not elaborate further. Some of his paranoia was based on fact. Okay, so that's called not paranoia. Here, let me change it so you guys can see what I'm reading. Paranoia that's based on fact is not paranoia. Paranoia is anything that's not based in reality. So Dip is putting in hair extensions on Andy. That's correct. That's exactly what's happening here. He's just like installing them when he's checking out your hair. That's what he's doing. He's putting hair extensions in.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, he's such a good boy. Epstein trending a few minutes ago. Oh, boy.
Firefox.
Good question.
I don't like Firefox as a company. I like Brave as a company because Brendan Eich is cool, and he invented JavaScript. But Firefox has been talking about all sorts of things like how we should censor the web from people, like evil people like Trump and us. Look at this cat.
Look at this cat.
He's so adorable.
Look at this cat.
Are there any updates regarding the tweet?
No updates at the moment. Epstein was trending. Lydia and Andy changing the world through common sense. I hope you're right. I hope if we can make some person's, even one person's day or life a little bit better, that will be worth it to me. This will be awesome. Okay. The mainstream media is going to hate you for this, says Ian Miles Chong, who's rapidly become Elon Musk's favorite person to respond to. He's gotten so many. He says, oh, you mean the same mainstream media that all colluded to suppress the story? That mainstream media? Dun, dun, dun. Shots fired.
I may respond to Sir Rank O Productions. Yes, I realize that JavaScript does have some warts, but bear in mind that Brendan Eich had a 10-day period where they said you need to create a new programming language that's going to run the web, and he made one that worked fine, and it's even been extended in all sorts of ways to be one of the most versatile languages that we've ever seen. So, I mean, you have to give him credit for he had 10 days.
That's pretty impressive. I did not know any of that. That's pretty cool.
And he's cool.
That's the Firefox guy or the Brave guy? Okay,
The
Brave guy. Okay, cool.
I think he originally worked with Firefox back when Firefox was cool.
Yeah. Back before. I remember hearing about Brandon Eich. He's an interesting character for sure. Let's see if we have any updates on the Elon Gate scandal. I am going to be so mad if nothing comes of this. Oh, Dip's barking at a dog. I'm just here for the live Q&A. I'm really curious what Elon Musk has to say when people ask him questions about why this happened. What's up?
Somebody said that's all Andy needs, more white hair. As if you didn't give me enough.
I know, right? I know. I'm not helping. He's very dignified looking. I tell him he looks dignified and he tells me to shove it, but it's true.
Say that.
Close enough. Somebody says, like the video. Yes, do that. Thank you very much for joining us. We're just having a chill Friday evening. Once we figured out our sound issue, aka Lydia remembered to plug the microphone back in.
And don't forget to plug sourpatchlids.me.
That's right. That's in the description too. All the really important stuff.
Overhaul very soon. I keep saying that I'm going to do it, but we get distracted and
things happen. Yeah. We're adults. It's all good.
Upgrade the sound system, and we're going to upgrade the website. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, let's finish reading this crazy article. We keep going back and forth between. This is how we typically talk. It's very confusing. I'm sorry you guys are being let in on this secret, but here we are. All right. So he was in communication with federal agencies, possibly including the CIA. Some of his paranoia was based in fact. I'm telling you right now, that means it wasn't paranoia. Paranoia is something that's not based in fact. He discovered things. He knew things. Nikolai got bored a lot with the mundane of life. He'd go after things, constantly putting himself in weird positions. It wasn't for the money. He was interested in why things were the way they were and the corruption behind it. Okay, well, that explains why he ended up dead on a beach. The source described Meshuggah as a loner who lived alone with his dog, Sonny, after a bad breakup with a girlfriend he called a spy in his last tweet. Another source said there is no way the ex-girlfriend was a spy. The Post has reached out to the presumed ex for comment. I'm assuming they didn't hear. Oh my, look at this super chat.
Another source, definitely not a spy, said that there's no way the girlfriend was a spy.
Exactly. Hey, let me read the super chat. Dip needs to stop getting mad at dogs as we are about to be in Operation Puppy Drop ETA 12 days. Woo! Yay, I know who that is, and I'm so excited about that.
Oh, no.
I'm stoked. Yeah, it's coming up soon. I'm pumped. I hope that we're here for that. We are expecting puppies at some point in the future. Thank you guys all for tuning into PuppyCast. If we do get a puppy, he will share center stage with Dip, he, she. Yep, it's going to be awesome. He was a very quirky guy, the source added of Meshuggah. No, it's not. Okay. He and I spent a lot of time together, and I knew everything about him. He came across as cocky and arrogant, but that was just his autism. He was a big nerd, but he wouldn't let anyone bully him. Good for him. He had a collection of guns, long guns, handguns, rifles. He liked guns, and he knew he wanted to protect himself. Maybe he knew too much, or he was going to expose somebody. He said exactly what was on his mind. He had no filter. That is dangerous. Oh my gosh. But Brock Pierce, the Mighty Ducks child star turned cryptocurrency billionaire who pioneered the mass move of cryptocurrency SARS to Puerto Rico when he relocated there in 2017. How's that for a sentence? Knew Meshuggah and believes the death was simply a tragedy that may never be solved. Pierce told the Post that he and others in the community were initially very confused about what may have happened to him when they first heard about his death. Then, after speaking with his Midwestern-based family and others at the funeral in San Juan, he said he came to believe that the drowning was neither accidental nor the result of foul play, hinting that it was self-inflicted. Several sources said that he had been in such a downward spiral in recent weeks that his father had come to stay with him at his Condado home. Oh, interesting. Okay. San Juan police told the Post, that Michigan's death was still under investigation but is not considered a homicide at present. His mother clarified that his death has nothing to do with his conspiracy tweets. He was a beautiful man and a child at heart. He was also an incredible visionary. I don't call people brilliant very often, but Nikolai was brilliant, and brilliant people sometimes walk the edge of insanity. Okay, I think that's a fair analysis. This is a crazy story, but at the same time, it's possible. It was just not a big deal. Just the nature of his tweet right before he died was really sketchy. Pierce told the Post Tuesday that Michigan's police. Oh my gosh, I cannot read. I can't talk. I can't read. I can't talk. Why am I doing a live stream, babe? Anyway, Pierce told the Post Tuesday that his parents, who immigrated to the U.S. from Russia, said he had been sober for the past 6 months and might have misjudged the beach surf and gotten accidentally swept up into the waves. Doubt. Cryptocurrency investor Michael Turpin, who was among the first wave of tech entrepreneurs to move to Puerto Rico even before Pierce, said he knew Michigan and worked with him. He was a brilliant guy, and I wouldn't call him a tinfoil hat kind of person at all, he told the Post. This is right out of an episode of The Blacklist. I know Nikolai liked to go meditate in the morning, but I didn't know him to be the type to go out swimming like that, especially in such rough water. I don't see any way this could have been an accident. Another friend in Puerto Rico, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said many feared he'd committed suicide. No. He had stopped talking to people and gotten very reclusive. I think his mental health was getting worse and he wasn't asking for help. He'd closed himself off. I think, unfortunately, that his last tweet was a really bold way of bringing significance to a suicide. Like, how can I bring some nobility and meaning to my death? That's a possibility. I don't know if you guys have heard some of the theories surrounding John McAfee's disappearance and death. I believe that recently his ex-wife came out and was talking about how he is not, in fact, taken the Canadian way out of this mortal coil, but is still very much alive and well, living on one of those islands down in the Caribbean. Did you hear that theory?
I mean, I invented that theory immediately when he supposedly died.
Yeah, that's what his ex was saying.
But the thing is there's no, like, unless you know the story, like, unless you know him personally,
right.
Yeah, like, it seems just as likely that he actually did die as that he's, faked his own death or something.
Yeah, exactly.
With somebody like him.
It's kind of a longish article, but intelligence agencies are not hunting down crypto pioneers. If the government were knocking off people in this field, I would know, said Brock Pierce, who ran for president in 2020. Fascinating. Didn't know that. Cool beans. Sup, Lydia and Andy. What's up, Jacob? Oops, I accidentally clicked that. We're not going to read about valuable discoveries found in unexpected places. That's just a spam article. We're not going to get into that. Well, anyway, let's find out if Elon has said anything interesting, since we are officially super late, like over an hour late from what he originally said. Oh, I don't see anything.
And he's face down in the water.
No, okay. I don't see anything, though, which is disturbing to me. And I don't love it. Let's see.
Let's chat with our audience.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. What is the purpose of the program? I don't want anything to do anything by itself unless that's its purpose, in which case the HTML goes into the header. If then protocols mostly, right? Here, take this.
He is talking to our little mini side discussion about JavaScript and C++. I'm not sure I'm following exactly what your point is, Keenan. Maybe you could elaborate.
Yeah,
what else do we have here?
Elon is trolling us all. Welfare check on old Muskie stat. I'm sure Biden and White House lawyers are frantically calling Elon at this second. Possible. Currently 4:20 in Colorado. Just FYI. Thank you, Keenan, for keeping us apprised of this development. We do appreciate that. Everyone watching needs to send a super chat so Liz can purchase better equipment. No, nothing is going to remedy the fact that I just forgot that I unplugged the microphone. That's all that happened.
We do also have some better equipment that we just haven't set up yet.
That'll be this weekend.
This weekend, We're going to set up the nice audio board with the nice mics. We got some SM7Bs and a nice board, digital interface board.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to sound great. We finally set up the room in such a way that it can facilitate that kind of setup. And then we've got a bunch of new lights here.
I know. I'm loving the lights.
They're actually very old lights that I got from film school.
Like actual studio lights.
Yeah, but they're made with light bulbs, like incandescent bulbs.
It's like one of those umbrella things.
It's a very hot little piece of metal that burns inside of a vacuum and makes light. It's kind of like an LED, but for old people.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, let's see. Dip is putting in hair extensions on Andy. Yes, correct. Epstein trending a few minutes ago. Indeed. Elon Musk better be careful or the Democrats will send Hillary to his house. I'm genuinely concerned about that. Is it possible to pull the plug on Twitter? I absolutely don't think we should pull the plug on Twitter. I think Twitter is a huge asset to communication and real journalism and all this other stuff. Dip's trying to join us again. Come on. He's the star of the show.
Here's one thing I was wondering about was if Elon, I don't know how much Elon thought about this. I'm sure he did, but like there's a financial interest that he has obligation to his stockholders that he not sort of screw up the business interest of Twitter. So if whatever he's releasing messes up the stock price or something like that, which it has a very high likelihood of doing, right? Then he could actually be doing something that's breaking their contract. So he may. I would not be surprised if there was all sorts of contractual issues with him releasing something that basically blows the lid off of the management of Twitter. Even though it's under new management now, it still could really screw up their business.
Here's the trends. Where's Elon? Trending with Epstein. Say it, Elon. Ukrainian Orthodox Church for some reason. The New York Times, Sith, Barack, silent. Interesting collection of trends. Yes.
Silence is trending.
Fascinating. I just thought that was super interesting because we all know. All right, let's see here. Elon. Let's go, Elon. Nope. Most recent tweet was from 1 hour ago.
40 minutes, 1 hour ago.
Yeah.
20 minutes past his last.
Is he okay?
Stated. I suspect foul play.
Genuinely concerned about him right now. Let's see what he's saying. Let me see what you guys can give me. Because so you could reach it. Ah, such a cute kitty. Correct. Dip is the best. So far, investments in Twitter is still going up. Interesting. There's still private shares. I think so. He's already paid me for my shares. Fascinating. R.I.P. Elon. Silence says a lot. I thought Elon was making Twitter private. Is that true, babe?
Oh, was he?
I don't know. I did not hear about that.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting very good reception on this laptop.
Sorry, babe. I don't see anything new. Do you guys? If you see any new tweets from Elon, let me know by all means, because I don't see anything right now. I am kind of frustrated by this, but I want to pull up the story that started all this from the New York Post. New York Post suspended from Twitter. Hunter Biden laptop story is my search term. Dorsey says blocking Post's Hunter Biden story was, quote, total mistake, but won't say who made it. That's going to be really interesting when...
It'll be good to know who made it, at least.
It will be really good to know all of that stuff. And here we are learning against our will about the smallest mechanical heart valve. Twitter doesn't have a censoring department that blocked the Post from tweeting last fall, CEO Jack Dorsey said Thursday, but he wouldn't reveal who was responsible for the blunder. At a congressional hearing, these never do anything for the record, on misinformation in social media, Dorsey said Twitter made a total mistake by barring users from sharing the Post's Excuse me. The Post's bombshell October report about Hunter Biden's emails. Twitter also locked the Post out of its account for more than 2 weeks over baseless charges that the expose used hacked information, a decision Dorsey chalked up to a, quote, process error. Okay, so we know that Jack Dorsey lied to Congress about whatever it was that happened with the New York Post.
Jack Dorsey, if he ever did believe in the free speech values that he espoused, then he's a complete traitor to his values. And if he didn't believe them but just pretended to espouse them, then he's a complete phony. And either way, he's worthless in my eyes.
Yep, Elon Musk is a huge step up. Elon Musk to drop Twitter files and New York Post Hunter Biden laptop censored today. Elon Musk says he will release details on Friday afternoon about Twitter's decision to censor the Post's scoop about Hunter Biden's laptop. What really happened with the Hunter Biden story suppression? I hate the ads on New York Post. Holy cow. Suppression by Twitter will be published on Twitter at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be awesome, he added in a separate tweet alongside a popcorn emoji. The world's richest man who purchased Twitter last month has previously insisted on full disclosure to determine why the company decided to block the bombshell report about President Biden's son in the weeks leading up to the 2020 election. The 51-year-old, who was vowed to turn Twitter into a bastion of free speech, had been teasing the release of the internet files for several days, arguing the public deserves to know what really happened. This is a battle for the future of civilization. If free speech is lost, even in America, tyranny is all that lies ahead, he tweeted Monday after vowing the files would soon be published on Twitter itself. Prior to his $44 billion takeover, Musk had already made his stance clear on the Post versus Twitter debacle, saying back in April that the platform's decision was obviously incredibly inappropriate. Twitter, as well as Facebook, took extraordinary censorship measures against the Post when it first published its expose on the trove of emails discovered on Hunter's laptop in October 2020. The platform prohibited users from sharing the article and also locked the Post out of its Twitter account for more than 2 weeks because of baseless claims that report used hacked information. Jack Dorsey, Twitter CEO at the time, later admitted during a congressional hearing, I'm glad they looped back to that, on misinformation in social media in March last year, that blocking the Post report was, quote, a total mistake. He stopped short of revealing who was responsible for the blunder. Sure did. Interesting. Okay, so there, we're all caught up, I think. I am still locked out of my Twitter. When is Elon going to reinstate the little people? I don't know. I have seen him reinstating a lot of people, including, quote, little people. So I know that he's working on it. It's just going to take a while. Paul Sem says, I'm so happy you guys are streaming now. Also, thank you all for the cat pics on Instagram. You're very welcome. You guys may all go over and follow the Lighter Dips on Instagram, which is THELEITERDIPS. That is that's our family name, is the Lighter Dips.
Also, recently someone doxed that you have
I don't think anyone.
OnlyFans.
No one can hear you, babe. Yes, someone recently doxed that I do in fact have an OnlyFans. That is Lids of TikTok, LYDS of TikTok, TIKTOK. And over there you will find all sorts of scandalous material. Everything they've said about me is true. Dun dun dun. By all means, check it out. It's totally free. It's a good time over there. Hello, Andy. Glad you two are doing this. I'm also in the chat. Oh, thank you for joining us in the chat. Oh, here we go. Andy says I'm in the chat. Jerkamy says, I'm in the chat. Narcoleptic bus driver says, I am also in the chat. Thank you guys all very much for joining us in the chat. Much appreciate it. Man, I love my uBlock LOL. Seriously, I need something like uBlock. This is ticking me off for sure. Let's see here.
What is it? Are you on Opera?
I am on Chrome. And Chrome decides, oh yeah, Akira the Dawn, love him by the way, says, don't go falling up no stairs, my guy. Somebody else says, and this is epic trolling of the left. Are you still alive? 20 minutes ago. Every journalist from DC to New York City to Europe, Australia, and Asia has cleared their schedules to tune in for this. Every non-left-leaning journalist from D.C. to New York City to Europe, Australia, and Asia has cleared their schedules to tune in for this. Everybody has. He's building the hype. It's true. The Hodge twins are correct. And here we have the classic Springbok eating popcorn gif from Robbie Starbuck. You're forgiven. Please don't consult the independent fact checkers. Good advice. Come on, post the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up. We're watching, says Scott Pressler ominously. Is double checking some fax code for help Hillary is in the building? Possibly. He's in his boxers and has a hammer. Don't worry, all will be well. If Hillary's people are there, just say it. So the running joke is that Hillary Clinton is coming for Elon Musk, which of course I don't think is true. I don't think it'll be Hillary Clinton. We all know the Bidens are in power now, so it'll probably be someone connected to them, if anyone. Well, we'll refresh and see if we can see anything. I'm also not sure if he's going to turn this into a Twitter space or what. Let me take a look at Twitter spaces right now and see if we've got anything over there. Do you see a Twitter space there, dear? Twitter space. I can always see it on my phone. It's like right at the top. There's like this purple thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Where people can go to like talk. I think when he said there was going to be a Q&A as well.
Did that show up under?
Oh, snap. What's this?
Oh, did we miss this the whole time? Can you see it on the browser?
You can't see it on the browser. That's the problem. And this is not the actual thing.
This is your recording.
No, this is them. They are recording. Yeah, so this is a space. So Elon Musk to release Hunter Biden's laptop MSM suppression info. So this is a Twitter space going on right now. Ian Miles Chong is a speaker there. Looks like we got Kim.com as a co-host, which is fun. Good stuff. Essential Fleckus is there. Sebastian Gorka is there. Oh, it sounds like a good hangout, you guys. If you want to go hang out with this Twitter space, it's called Elon Musk to release Hunter Biden's laptop MSM suppression info. But that's not Elon Musk. Let's see here. Everybody's talking about this right now. Everybody's got a space. Live Q&A on Hunter Biden info. Somebody is trying to pretend that this is Elon Musk speaking. That's not correct. Okay. Well, there's certainly a lot going on over on the platform. I highly recommend going over and checking it out since I don't know if we're even going to get into it.
Hey, look at this meme. It's Rowdy Roddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From They Live. Oh, who's that? Yeah.
Who is it? Dun, dun, dun. It's Mark Zuckerberg. Who knew? We all knew that. That man's half alien. That's great.
The older I get, the more I love these boomer memes.
Andy's becoming a boomer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am too, to be fair. I'm sorry. Musk is going to need a food drink tester if he doesn't already have one. 100%. Well, as we all know now, he drinks that caffeine Diet Coke. So he doesn't need anyone to test that for him as long as he's just like...
Well, now he does.
Well, if it's not been opened, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine, right?
Oh, yeah. The CIA doesn't have that kind of technology.
No, of course. Yeah, don't worry about it. Well, they said that was why Donald Trump always ordered from McDonald's, too. Was because he always knew what he was going to get and nobody was likely to poison it for him. So let's check back in on Twitter because things are going on over here, just not the things that we want. We are insistently refreshing and we don't see anything. Dun 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 dun. I don't see... Do we have live? We don't have Twitter live on the browser. How interesting. Okay. Well, he is correct that it would be awesome if he decided to actually make it happen, but I don't see it. What do you think? What do you counsel, my good sir?
My guess is right now they're showing him the deep-faked footage of him in compromising positions.
Likely.
And he's trying to figure out the best way to do this without the fallout of that or something. I don't know.
Everybody knows what goes on behind the scenes, or at the very least strongly speculates. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sketchy. Shady business.
I would not want to be in his position right now because he's one of the least safe people in the world if he's actually going to release anything of substance.
That's correct. Highly unsafe. It's a very dangerous territory, but we don't accomplish good, powerful things by staying safe all the time. Space Wave TM3 says everyone has a space, but we need the sour view from the patches of life. That's right. You do need the sour view from the patches of life, right, babe? You the sour view?
I don't know what that means.
I am the sour view. That's my perspective. I give a very sour view.
From the patch of life?
From the patches of life, yeah.
Am I too quiet? People always say
you're
I'm too
very quiet. Speak up.
Test 1, 2.
Louder.
How is this?
No. Andy's a very soft-spoken person. I can yell enough for both of us, so I figure I'll keep us all covered. Somebody says he's probably talked to his lawyers about releasing it. Interesting.
I'm sure that's a component.
Lydia, let's see. Everyone eventually becomes their parents. That's true. It's all good. Now that I read it, I might have phrased it wrong. LOL. No, it's fine. It's all good. That's right. You need a little sweet and a little sour in life. That's why we're here. Adrienne Curry, yes, I'm in the chat as well. We do love Adrienne. She tells great stories about her mean girl cat. And I love it. We love Adrienne very much. Appreciate her a lot. Well, Adrienne, what do you think? Is Elon Musk going to actually give us anything this evening, or is this all just a giant distraction? I kind of feel like it's a giant distraction, which would suck, but wouldn't surprise me. Let's see if we can read more about the Biden nonsense. Biden boy leads cushy crony life. Yeah, no kidding. Everything you need to know about Beltway nepotism, corporate cronyism, and corruption can be found in the biography of Robert Hunter Biden. Where are the Occupy Wall Street rabble-rousers? Yeah, seriously. Michelle Malkin wrote that. Joe Biden's son, Beau. Oh, yeah. Too bad. Next POTUS needs... What on earth is this? Okay, Lindsay. Biden not sure about running an emotional interview with Colbert. Oh, okay. Joe, run.
That child was never seen again.
Yeah, the child hanging out with Joe Biden vanished forever. Yikes. He sniffed her right in. Okay, so Hunter Biden, his wife, blah, blah, blah. Personal issues don't interest me very much. Inside the shady...
That's the thing about the laptop, is the left and the corporate media wants you to think that this is about Hunter's personal...
How could you be so judgy?
And I've always maintained, I don't care if he was smoking crack with 1,000 hookers and he was, did all sorts of shady things personally. That doesn't matter. It's like his business. Sounds like he's a really troubled person.
Sounds like he knows how to party in all the worst ways.
But that's not national news. It's not important to anyone, except that what the real story is about the shady business dealings that he was doing.
Cronyism.
That appeared to have been in the name of his father while he was the sitting vice president of the United States. The real story is what was covered up by the Biden administration as Vice President Biden, as well as now President Biden, and during the campaign trail as well. So that's the story, and that's the only important part. Like all of that, the sex stuff and the drugs, that has nothing to do with national. That's nobody's business. It doesn't matter, and it wouldn't be a story worth talking about for sure if that's what it was about. But it's not about that. It's about...
This is what it's about.
Actual, real corruption that a sitting vice president and somebody running for president of the United States was actually doing and engaged in with the Chinese Communist Party and members of affiliated groups and stuff. They're all those they're not technically a part of the party, but they're, it's a company that's effectively owned by the Chinese Communist Party. And then the everything in Ukraine, where there was,
son of a gun, he got fired.
He was sitting on the board of directors of some oil company or something.
Natural gas, I think.
Natural gas company, and this is a crackhead.
So they were going to investigate.
He didn't know the language. Right. He didn't know anything about oil or natural gas, whatever it was. Literally, all he knew was his father.
Right. Victor Shokin was going to investigate the company, and Joe Biden literally said on camera, if you don't fire him, we'll withhold aid from you. And then he said, quote, well, son of a B, he got fired. The guy got fired. It's like he literally knew exactly what he was talking about. See, that actually is quid pro quo. So everything they accused Trump of doing, they did to like the nth degree. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. President Biden interweaved his finances with his son, Hunter, according to reports. Let's read this. Messages obtained from Hunter Biden's infamous laptop reportedly reveal President Joe Biden was more intertwined with his son's business dealings and finances than many previously believed. You know why nobody believed that he was involved with that? Was because Joe Biden said in zero uncertain terms, I have nothing to do with it. I don't know anything about it. Blah, blah, blah. We all knew it was all a lie, and it turns out that there's facts to back it up. And we still have nothing from Elon. Elon has apparently departed this mortal coil. Here are some messages from Hunter to his dad. The exchange is reportedly one of the clearest pieces of evidence that President Biden was not completely uninvolved in his son's business dealings, according to justnews.com. Let's see what it says. Oh, okay. Safe journey. Be strong. Love, Dad. I'll call you back. I'm on a call. Okay. Call. I'm with Jeff Cooper. Jeff blank asked for you, wants to do some work with you. Love, Dad, on flight to Memphis. Keep in touch, my beautiful son. Please let me know where you are. Love, Dad. I'm in California. I'm going to my yoga week in Big Sur. I love you, Dad, and I'm sorry I won't be there for Father's Day. Being home is really hard for me. Being away from you is harder. There had never been a boy more loved by a dad than me by you. All I want is to make you proud, and all I know I haven't, but I promise I'm trying, Dad. Interesting. So that is a very interesting text, but it doesn't tell us what we're looking for. Let's see if I can find the actual thing. We won't leave this site. Never mind. But there was definitely an interchange where they talked about a shared bank account, which Joe Biden repeatedly denied. And when it finally came out that this was actually something that they had discussed, it was a little bit of a bombshell, honestly, because it proved that he was just lying about that. Greg says, I'm not in the chat. Oh, Greg, why are you not in the chat? What the heck? Adrian, can't hear anything. Andy says, yeah, I'm telling you, Andy has a very soft-spoken voice. Got to get him to pump up the volume. He's going to go get some caffeine right now, which is going to be great. Let's see here. He's probably talking to his lawyers about releasing it. Yeah, probably. Elon always delivers. That's one thing I know. I hope you're right. Hello, Lydia and Andy. Hello, secret Asian man. Making a marinara. We'll listen in. Awesome. Hope your marinara turns out. We'll become our parents eventually. So, Hunter, yay, 24. No. Not sure if I should wait or go to sleep now. You can go to sleep. I'm sure that this will be all over the news in the morning and you'll have no problem catching up on it for sure. Let's see here. Imagine if you were still producing the show when that Kanye event happened. Fascinating. So that reminded me a little bit of the R.A. the Rugged Man episode, which for me was incredibly awkward. I did not like it at all. At all. Lydia, Lids, are you still a practitioner of Stoicism? I find it really helpful. Also, do you have a favorite Stoic philosophers, i.e. Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus, etc.? On my desk, I have 4 quotes taped. One is from Tolstoy, one is from Augustine, one is from Seneca, and one is from Shakespeare. They are all wonderful. They're all incredibly stoic. I think Epictetus is probably my favorite Stoic philosopher because he wrote like a father addressing his children. And I thought the way he delivered it was awesome. My quote from Seneca says, "The cause of anger is the belief that we are injured. This belief, therefore, should not be lightly entertained." And I just find that to be incredibly true. I also know that Stoicism is right from around about the time that Christianity was first getting started, which was great as well. This is an incredible masterclass by Elon Musk to increase the daily active users for Twitter. That would do it. Soundwave TM3, little cringe, but did you watch the Daily Wire movie of Hunter Biden? No. So the Daily Wire's movie about Hunter Biden, My Son Hunter, was an awesome movie, and that was made by one of our guests on the show, and I am so sorry I can't remember his full name, Robert Davi. He was awesome. Robert Davi sang with Frank Sinatra. He's a personal hero of mine. I think he's awesome. And My Son Hunter is considered a great movie. And Stephen goes on, better than Vice a little bit, but still not the best movie. Terror on the Prairie, great movie they produced. 100%. It is, I believe, a dramatization of actual events. I think we need to watch it. Logan Con Music says, perma suspended on Twit for saying T people suffer from mental illness. So much for free speech. Interesting. When were you permanently suspended on Twitter? I'm curious if Elon still has some of those super woke people on board, giving him a hard time and run for his money. Somebody says he's tweeting. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's go check. Nope. Womp womp. Nope. Thanks, Bush Doctor Survival. That's not true. Someone says it's starting. Someone says, here we go. I don't see anything. Oh my gosh. Oh, snap. Matt Taibbi.
The Twitter files.
I love Matt Taibbi. Okay, Matt says, thread, the Twitter files. What you're about to read is a first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankensteinian tale of a human-built mechanism grown out of control by its designer.
Frankensteinian.
Twitter, in its conception, was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication, making a true real-time global conversation possible for the first time. In an early conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission statement, giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. As time progressed, however, the company was slowly forced to add those barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters. I love Matt Taibbi's. One of my greatest regrets was that I wasn't able to get him on Timcast IRL. Guess I'll check back in 3 hours when this thread gets to the freaking point. Understandable. I think you need to bear with Matt. He's putting together a full-on thread here, and I respect what he's doing.
Writing the article in real time.
Don't know. Apparently he's collaborating with Elon Musk, which I really like.
Cool.
Hold up, let him cook. 100%. Love Matt. He did great work. He was the original red pillar, honestly. Let's see what Elon says now. Here we go. Okay. We got the eyes from Scott Pressler. Mainstream media when Elon drops the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up. Here we go. Turning it up and enjoying it.
I think it's important that we reflect for a moment on all the people that said things along the lines of, if there was any real story here about the Hunter Biden laptop, then the free market of all of these different reporters, one of them could step forward and do a big story on it, and they would get all the glory. And so that's the idea, is that there's sort of a market for for which reporter or which outlet gets to actually report on the thing, which is why everybody wants to get the scoop, and which is what protects us from media suppression of this kind of story. But if you have enough people sort of colluding, almost like a soft collusion of just nobody wants to give Trump a win, that might be all it took, I guess, to keep all of these different outlets from actually reporting the real news on this story. When, and there was 50 different intelligence experts coming out and saying this is definitely
spies who lie. There was a whole headline on New York Post about it. There's another tweet. Let's read it. All right, Keenan's already put it in the chat. Thanks for ruining it for us. Speaking of slowly, over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well. First a little, then more often, then constantly. Yes, this we know. 100%. Completely agree with Matt's analysis here, but I want to see the whole story. Why is this terrible? Share screenshots, not threads. This is so slow. Yeah, I know. It's all good. Scavenger hunt vibes, honestly. Yep, guess I'll check back in 3 hours. At this pace, I will come back in 10 minutes. No, I like that we're doing it this way. This is very interesting. Yeah. I do love Matt Taibbi. Really respect him. He's done great work. We're down to number 7. Let's see. Let's go. I want the recipe, not how much everyone liked the food. Give me the foods. Goods. I meant to say goods. Thanks, Sean. I do want foods. I already finished my second batch of popcorn. I'm not popping a third one. You could type up a whole thread, then post it all together. I honestly would be in favor of that, but it is what it is. I won't judge.
Well, then we should be waiting here a little bit longer.
Yeah. So, man, it's official. We don't know much about Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, as it's called.
Dogecoin. What we do know is to buy some. We're not about giving financial advice over here. This is great. Here we are eating popcorn. Was this cut and pasted from the GOP playbook? Oh my gosh, boring. I don't think it was. This actually transcends, I think this bears repeating, this actually transcends partisan lines. 100%. Huh? You want to get coffee? Andy's seeing himself on camera and he does not love it, but it's all good. He thinks too much of this. He's been doing push-ups with dip on his back lately, so he's getting a lot stronger. Matt Taibbi is, in fact, in charge of tweeting this. That is correct. Let's see what we're up to now. This is truly bipartisan. That commenter saying this is straight out of the GOP playbook is entirely misled. Michael Malice says, Matt, what do you like best about me? Lots of jokes about this taking too long. You know you can tweet an entire thread at once. A man who's out of popcorn. This is very interesting. Speaking of slowly, yeah, honestly. Somebody says, Elon Musk, we really need long-form postability. Anyone got this in PDF? Go on. From Pulp Fiction, which I love. Graham Allen says, the truth will set you free. Type faster. Heart emoji, 100%. It's taking too long. I'm returning to looking at cat pics. Well, we could always do that, but I think that we should stick around just to see what's happening. I'm already excited and I haven't even seen a single laptop or crack pipe. Jeez, dude, get to the point. No, I really think that we need this kind of background. I think this is fully fair and fully warranted, and I think that we need to understand what happened on Twitter to result in this so that we can prevent it from ever happening again. Agree or disagree? Call me crazy. Musk and Taibbi really know how to lose the room. Possible. I think that Elon Musk, I think he's an incredibly interesting person. Oh, here we go. We have number 8. We'll read it. Elon, I don't think knows how to lose a room, but Matt is a lengthy writer. By 2020, requests for connected actors to delete tweets were routine from connected actors. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. Interesting. Let's look at this screenshot. October 24th, 2020 at 5:39 p.m. Blank at twitter.com wrote, more to review from the Biden team. We have tweets from individual users. Jared87983561 /status/whatever. LET3481 JSJX_2 from the Biden team. Wow. This is what we want to get rid of.
Let's take a look at these.
I kind of want to, well, I don't think I can pull these up. They're likely gone. I bet you a nickel that Twitter deleted them.
Or are they?
I don't know, and it's going to take a minute to type them all up, but we'll check it. I just thought it was super interesting that we have like actual.
Why don't you read one for me?
Okay, so we have let's do this one. JSJX_2 /status. JSJX_2 status /1320 1525 93 74 26 14 529 529. That page doesn't exist. Yeah, okay. So that looks like they took that down, and I'm willing to bet that's exactly what happened, because if you go down to, 3 hours later, handled these, period. It's just such a given that this is how they would take care of it. They've been handled. We've handled it. Okay, that's reassuring. All right, Matt, come on.
So to clarify, this is the Biden White House sending messages directly to Twitter's administrative staff saying, hey, we don't like these tweets.
That's correct.
And they're saying, okay, sure, here you go. We're going to take them down.
That's right. Handled. We handled it. And I'm going to pull up an article about how big tech colluded with the social media techs. The Intercept.
So all of the people call this ridiculous for suggesting that that the White House was directly involved. This is almost like red-handed here, that they've been caught colluding directly with the White House.
Speaking of...
Saying who specifically to...
Speaking of colluding directly with the White House... From The Intercept, Truth Cops, leaked documents outline the DHS's plans to police disinformation. And I can't help feeling that this article is misleadingly simply titled because this is probably the most significant article of the decade, I think. 8 is up. Yep, we got 8. I think we already read 8. Let's double check, though. This one's 8 with the screenshot. I believe that's where we're up to. Oh, this is annoying.
This is an I'm glad we're doing the live thing because
I can't see the full thread. It's so irritating. Yeah, this is what I've never liked about Twitter's obnoxious interface.
I thought Reddit back in the day, I don't know if they still have it. I mean, they got terrible after they hired that new CEO in like 2010 or something like that. But before then, Reddit's comment thread style was the best.
Look at this.
You could expand and contract comment threads and stuff very easily.
So Scott Pressler did the same thing we did. He looked up one of those people that the Biden administration emailed about. That person's gone. That person has been suspended. And that's a really simple way to check if those big tech giants were actually colluding with the White House. And indeed they were.
I would love to know if we could talk to those people associated with those accounts that were directly suppressed, or targeted, because I'd like to know from them, like, what exactly were you going to say?
Yeah,
or what did you say?
Yeah, I would really like to know what these people said. They probably said something.
I would also like to know, did they get any other like backlash? Did they have people
did someone come up to them on the street and talk to them about this
in a trench coat and a fedora?
All right, so somebody says to refresh the page, but that's exactly what we've been doing. We don't have, it doesn't look like we have anything new.
F5.
Yeah, I know. Okay, there we go. There's number 9. Celebrities and unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party. On Sunday, October 25th at 9:58 a.m. at twitter.com wrote, I grabbed the first one under SI, defer to safety on the high-profile second one. So this was James Woods. Stephen _Lujan status, and then James Woods status. So they're relocating what direction this is going because James Woods was involved. Here's the next tweet. Both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign were received and honored. However, oh boy, this is very spicy, and I am I am very here for this.
What was that last one? So you said it's changing direction. So what was?
Okay, this person's a normie. This person's famous. Defer to safety on the high-profile second one. So trust and safety.
Defer to safety.
Yes.
What does that
trust
mean?
and safety. Yep.
What does that mean?
Trust and safety is the committee that took care of censorship.
Oh.
Yeah. So one of them could be handled easily because he was.
Safety is a Twitter.
Yes. So he was just a nobody, Stephen Liu Han. Real James Woods now. He was somebody kind of important. So we got to go to trust and safety.
What's SI?
No idea. I grabbed the first one under SI. I have no idea what that means.
It seems like some other...
another tweet.
Another Twitter department or something. Because the other one's trust and safety as opposed to SI, whatever that is.
I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that stands for. If you guys know what SI stands for, let us know for sure.
Who's Stephen Lujan? Do we know?
No, he's just a guy on Twitter. And I'm trying to refresh, but the issue is that it's not refreshing the whole.
I'm sure Twitter doesn't like this page right now.
I'm sure this is the busiest thread on Twitter at the moment.
I'm sure Elon's engineers are all going,
why did you do this to us?
They're getting DDoS.
See, it's only refreshing to the number 7, and we're already to 10. Okay, so let's see if we can scroll down and try not to leave this page. So 10 is the most recent. Breaking, Hillary enters the chat. Yeah, that really weird thing she did at that event. It was so strange. Let's see if Elon has been tweeting anything either. And I do want to talk also about this article from Ken Klippenstein and Lee Fong, because it's very interesting.
How's your coffee, darling?
I haven't tried it yet, dear. I'm busy. Elon. Woo! Let's see what we got. Did you put a special ingredient in my coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Coffee?
Some wheat sauce in there.
All right. Thread, the Twitter files. I think this is all he says. He's fully turned it over to Matt Taibbi.
Elon was going to get rid of the Twitter files.
Great choice picking Matt Taibbi for this. He hates President Trump, but he still calls the media out on their BS about him. I'm a huge Trump supporter, but I respect Matt Taibbi as a principled journalist. Bravo. I completely agree. Someone else says he needs to learn to tweet faster. Come on, Matt. You're not a boomer. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you, though, or sorry that happened. This is dumb. Okay, so this is the response. But what about Hunter Biden? A child's guide to conservative political debate. It ain't about effing Hunter Biden. It's about his father. It's about corruption. It's about the entwining of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's. I remember there was an article that I can no longer find for some reason. If you guys can find this article, let me know for sure. I think that there was an article about the Biden family corruption.
Oh, called Biden Inc.
Biden Inc. Yep.
Slate?
I know. I don't think it was Slate. I think it was a bigger news organization.
It was a big
Biden
mainstream. It was like NBC News or something.
Yeah, it was huge. Oh, here we go. Politico. Yeah, Biden Inc. I remember this image. Check it out.
Yeah.
Let's read about this. From Ben Schreckinger, a reporter for Politico. The day the Bidens took over Paradigm Global Advisors was a memorable one. In the late summer of 2006, Joe Biden's son Hunter and Joe's younger brother James purchased the firm. On their first day on the job, they showed up with Joe's other son, Bo, and two large men and ordered a hedge fund's chief of compliance to fire its president, according to Paradigm executives who were present. After the firing, the two large men escorted the fund's president out of the firm's Midtown Manhattan office, and James Biden laid out his vision for the fund's future. Don't worry about investors, he said, according to an executive who spoke on the condition of anonymity, understandably, citing fear of retaliation. 11's up. Okay. We've got people all around the world who want to invest in Joe Biden. Let's hold that thought. We will come back to that.
That is so childish to make it out to be as though, it's just his son being
right. But that's exactly what they say. It's the easiest possible out. It's nothing to do with that. Okay, so he ended the last tweet. However, number 11, this system wasn't balanced. It was based on contacts. Because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation, there were more channels, more ways to complain, open to the left, Democrats, than the right. Let's see. Let's check out the donation habits of Twitter employees. Interesting. Okay. So, this is not from an organization. It's from individuals. These are the totals. Ro Khanna, Raphael Warnock, Democrats of Wisconsin, Charles Booker, Cory Booker, I think that is. Sherry Beasley, Mandela Barnes, Fairfight PAC, John Fetterman, Maggie Hassan, Evan McMuffin. We know him. We love him. He's ridiculous.
Evan McMuffin.
Nonsense. That man is ridiculous. Okay, sources of funds. Okay, they're all from individuals. Average contributions to members of Congress. Blue. Okay, fascinating. Senate. Overwhelmingly blue. It's actually more red than I thought there would be, which is interesting. So let's see what I can say. So let's see what we can see here. Lobbying 534. Can't see anything, but these are all liberal Democrats. Interesting. Let's see if we've got another tweet from the world's slowest tweeter, Matt Taibbi. Where is it?
People are telling us 12 is up.
Where is it? This is so annoying.
Where is he? I think you gotta click on 11.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
No, I tried, babe. The resulting slant in content moderation decisions is visible in the documents you're about to read. However, it's also the assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Okay. Interesting.
The assessment of high-level executives?
Mm-hmm. They are, in fact, spelling the T, and I love it.
I want you to put the word out.
We're back up. We back up. I don't know what movie that's from. I don't know what context is there. Who is we? Who is back up?
Taibbi is slow.
Yes.
But two of you are sharing a microphone and we can't hear either. Well,
there you go.
You've got it over
I keep
here.
trying to give it to you.
You're not giving
not
it to
taking
me.
it.
You keep taking it over to where you're at.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that. How was that? What am I supposed to do? You're holding it over here.
No, I'm trying to share it between both of us.
Well, then put it between us. Then that's not how that works.
It's fine. You want to read the next one?
Is it up?
Whenever Matt decides to put it out.
Sure.
Now we're all just scrutinizing how fast Matt Taibbi tweets, which honestly is not a position I ever thought we'd be in, but here we are.
Which I feel bad about because we're all reading his tweeting live like this. The whole world is watching. Imagine doing your job like that. It was bad enough having a vlog where I'm trying to do IT work and people are like judging my IT abilities.
We're skipping tweets now. Okay, there was more throat clearing about the process, but screw it, let's jump forward. Yes, finally. Honestly, this is my entire mood right here. This meme. Look at this.
You took the microphone
Look at this.
Away from me as
Look
I
at
was
it.
In the middle of speaking.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, I see.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
The Twitter Files Part 1. How and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. Okay, let's go, Matt. Oh my gosh.
Notice how she did this as I was in the middle of speaking.
Smooth. Take it back, take it back.
Well, I've got it now. Just leave it in between us, and then we'll lean into it.
2020 years later.
Take it as I'm speaking.
Wrap it up, honestly. What happened to 13 through 15? Mystery.
We don't
there
need
will be
the numbers.
Legends about tweets 13 through 15.
It's like those missing 18 minutes from the Nixon tapes.
Yep. Hurry up and cut to the Hunter Biden laptop story. Refresh is irritating. Seriously. This is all of us right now. Seriously.
That reminds me of coffee brand. Every time I see that now, I'll think of coffee brand coffee.
On October 14, 2020, the New York Post published Biden's secret emails, an expose based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. Okay.
That happened. Yes, we're all aware of that.
We are aware of that. That's a thing. We're all ready to tweet number 17. This is me smoking cigarettes, waiting for this to refresh.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 microphones. We'll set up.
Yeah, we do. We just haven't gotten it set up yet. And Andy just decided he'd jump on with me. So we were not prepared. That's the story of our lives. Hey, look, Matt Taibbi's trending. Haha.
Surprise.
Surprise, surprise. It's everyone tweeting at Matt. Holy cow. Come on, man. Yep. Matt Taibbi's fantastic.
Griftopia.
The Divide, The Business Secrets of Drug Dealing, and Hate Inc. I read Hate Inc. when I was flying out to start work at Timcast, and it was fantastic. 18. Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it may be, quote, unsafe. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases, e.g., child sexual abuse material.
Wow.
I feel like I'm using dial-up internet waiting for Matt Taibbi's tweets to load.
So the first time that they ever suppressed a news story in that way happened to be when it was a news story by the country's oldest running newspaper.
New York Post?
Oldest continuous publication. This isn't some conspiracy theory website.
This is also a meme review, just so you guys know what's happening here. I think we just read 18. I believe that's what we just read.
Alexander Hamilton, who is much beloved by modern progressives, founded the New York Post, and they did a story. And now let's say you thought it was dubious, you thought it wasn't good reporting. Is there any world in which suppressing that on such a mass scale on Twitter as well as Facebook and there's another one.
White House spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hahn, who seized at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Wow, spicy. Oh, here's all the email addresses. You can just see them. Interesting. Kayleigh McEnany has been locked out from her account for simply talking, I don't care, about the New York Post story. All she did was cite the story and firsthand reporting that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign. I need an answer immediately on when, how she will be unlocked. I also don't appreciate, I assume, how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Think about that, Andy.
pretty incredible.
Yeah, good stuff.
There's no world in which this is an acceptable thing to do to a news organization right before an election. And, I mean, if there's any question what the real reason for that was, I mean, I would love to hear an explanation of how that wasn't necessarily to do with fears that Trump was going to get back in the White House. And it was just so important to these progressive, people at Twitter and to the entire progressive news establishment that they completely go against the foundational ideas of free speech that built this country.
We're also doing a meme review in case you guys were not aware. And here is Jeffrey Dahmer saying, relax, I told you we're going to watch how Democrats killed the Hunter Biden laptop story right before the election, then you can leave. That's a pretty good meme. I like the ones about waiting. I like
maybe
this
if you
one
saw
about
that show, it would be better. I don't
smoking a bunch of cigarettes at the same time. That one's one of my favorites. That's history right there, you understand. Didn't we watch that movie?
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
it was really,
movie.
really like
Shady.
desperate, sad movie.
Yeah, very sad.
It's pretty intense, I remember.
Let's see what else Matt has for us. Come on, Matt. We're jonesing for the next one. Here we go. This led public policy executive Caroline Strom to send out a polite WTF query. I'm so glad Matt Taibbi is narrating this for us.
Yeah.
Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms/policy teams who had little or less control over moderation and the safety/trust teams. On Thursday, October 15, 2020, Caroline said, "Hi, team. Are you able to take a closer look here? Thank you. I like the explanation points. Exclamation, not explanation.
The explanation
says she's
point?
explaining here. This is the explanation points. This is a good meme. I like this meme. 7 out of 10. Look at this one. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And somebody commented, "Who asked, sir? You do not know how memes work. This is a Wendy's." Hold up, let him cook. More cigarette smoking. This guy from The Boys, who I don't know. I'm not sure why the Virgin Mary has made an appearance. Here's Jeffrey Dahmer. Go Pats. Yeah, factual. Holly Molly. Interesting. I would say holy moly myself.
Holly Molly?
Fascinating. This is very interesting data that someone posted. Someone said, the rabbit hole says, these actions are why only staunch liberals felt comfortable sharing opinions in 2020. The rest of us lived in fear of censorship. Staunch liberals stand out as the only group who feels they can share their political opinions.
I take exception to the use of the word liberal to describe progressives and leftists at this point. Now that they have completely abandoned every any pretense of actually being pro-freedom in any, stretch of the word. Like, they don't get to keep the word, which, the root of it is obviously the same as liberty, when they clearly despise liberty. And, it used to be about, we like free speech and you get, like, free healthcare and stuff. And that's a type of freedom. And that's, they could make an argument for that back in, like, the 90s and the early 2000s when they actually cared about free speech and those kinds of things. Oh, we've got another one here.
We've got another one here. So Andy got off
anyway,
on a tangent.
I'm taking liberal
He's taking
back.
over.
That's my word.
Back.
You can't have that.
Well, that's what Sargon of Akkad did. Strom's note returned the answer that the laptop story had been removed for violation of the company's hacked materials policy. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's what they said.
That was
Hi,
a
Caroline.
blatant lie.
Thanks for reaching out to us. For checking, the user was bounced by, that's SI, Site Integrity, for violating our hacked materials policy, adding them here for further insights and guidance. Thanks, Elaine Ong-Sato. Interesting. Fascinating. We know their excuse.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. That was
There's
obviously
no
a
twisting
lie.
that.
They have published a bunch of other hack stuff, and Twitter has never, ever used the hacked materials policy against it. I remember this excuse also. Keep going.
There have been dozens of stories that are broken as a result of actual hacking that they've never suppressed before. And of course, it was clear from the very beginning that this was not hacked materials. And they said it was fake and it's all lies, except it's hacked materials. They got it illicitly.
Which
one is it?
again, the emails were not obtained via a hack. Hunter got really high and forgot his laptop at a repair shop. Yeah, 100%. And they came out and said, yeah, that's actually his laptop. And he just never went back and got it.
And of course, they couldn't make up their mind. Was this hacked and was this ill-gotten material, or is this fake Russian propaganda?
This is our friend Elaine, who responded to Caroline. Her tweets are in fact protected, which should shock no one. I bet she's feeling a little bit nervous this evening. I almost feel bad for her, but then again, I don't.
These are protected? What does that mean?
You can't see her tweets.
Protected
unless she approves
from you? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So that's like a private tweeting? I don't know Twitter at all.
Yeah, it's private tweets. It means you can't see it.
Whoa.
Here we are, reading the Twitter files. That's right. How to publish a tweet thread. Here, Matt, read this next time. That's fair analysis. That's fair. I need Dramamine to keep up. 21 tweets in, minus the skipped ones that were supposed to show bias and moderation. It's still nothing new. We know all this already. Well, we don't know. There might be more that we don't understand.
We'll be here all night, aren't we?
We will be here all night. I'm hoping that we can stick it out to the end. Yeah. We have coffee. I might actually go get some cream for my coffee.
Oh, you want cream
for me? Yeah. You want to get the whipped cream?
Whipped cream?
Yeah. Guys, I found whipped heavy cream, and it's super awesome. Just looking at your chat, it looks like someone wrote a 20-sided die. Yeah. SI from Tweet9 means site integrity. Correct. Yep. I'm pretty forward with my political opinions, even at work. If someone asks, you can't hide it anyway. I agree. If liberty means sniffing kids' hair, I'm all in. Jack, Joe Biden. I don't think that's an actual quote. Matt gained over 200,000 followers in this time. Agreed. Good to see you again, Lids. Miss you on Timcast. I'm glad you could join us here. Certainly glad you could join for sure. Also, nitro cold brew, no cream. Yes, cream. Always cream. I am team cream. You will never change my mind. That is a terrible way to put that, and I apologize already. But I appreciate half and half, and I also like heavy cream. I think SI is SL for the person, Steve. No. It's for site integrity, we learned, which is good. Good to know. Now we know. If you don't know, now you know. Is there a way to view archived tweets? I'm actually not sure. You would think that you would know. Check the Wayback Machine, says Steven. Okay, thank you, Steven. Steven's probably correct. I don't use the Wayback Machine very much. I use archive.is. I find that to be useful for the news articles I'm looking for. I need Andy to install that second microphone so he can sit more comfortably. All right, we're refreshing. Let's see if we've got any new tweets. We do. Although several sources recalled hearing about a, quote, general warning from federal law enforcement that summer about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, that might have been the problem. Matt currently breaking the world record for longest time to write one thread. Indeed. Someone posted a picture of Trump that I'm not sure I fully understand. This is a little love song I like to call I'm Back, Bees. Hearing a company admit this is surreal, even if it's only thanks to a new owner and $44 billion. I'm very glad. Elon Musk is entirely correct. We need this kind of clarity. What about the grid is going down? Robert Davi is a real dude. That's correct. He is awesome, and I appreciate him. All right, let's see. 23 is here. 23 and me and you and all of us here. The decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust Vijay Gadde playing a key role. So this is the lady that Tim Pool, if you will recall, got toe-to-toe with, one of the highest, most highly educated lawyers in the world, who did the legal policy and trust at Twitter. And Tim Pool, even without a high school diploma, went toe-to-toe with her and came out on top, which is awesome. They just freelanced it, is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized that wasn't going to hold, but no one had the guts to reverse it. Okay, so it's just cowardice. Interesting. We're up to tweet 24, babe.
Did I miss anything?
Not really. Nothing we didn't know already, honestly. Thank you, dear.
You wanted to half and half
I
in?
do, yeah. Thank you. Andy's here with coffee accessories. Coffee and coffee accessories. Okay, this is right in front of my face now. We're the Hank Hill of making coffee. Check it out.
What do you say?
So I think you left at 22. Although several sources recalled hearing about a general warning from federal law enforcement, there wasn't actually law enforcement involved in it, which might have been part of the issue. The decision was made at the highest level without Jack Dorsey's knowledge, but with Vijaya Gaddy's knowledge. They just freelanced it. They made the decision.
It's a family show.
Okay. They freelanced it, and they used hacking as the excuse. That wasn't it. Once they realized they'd made a mistake.
They freelanced what? The
response to it. Once they realized they'd made a mistake, no one had the guts to reverse it. See, so they just freelanced it. Yeah, no one had the guts to reverse it. What does they freelanced it mean? They workshopped their response to it.
What?
Yeah, they just freelanced it. That's what some person said. It's not very concise. Sorry about it.
No, I don't understand. So they outsourced the response?
No, it just looks like they handled it in a really slipshod way.
Wait, but that's not how I understand the word freelance.
Yeah, I don't like the use of that word for sure. Thank you guys for super chatting, by the way. I appreciate it.
Like freeballed it?
Oh, no. Speaking of a family show.
I don't understand what... So, like, they did it... like, how are they using the word freelance here?
Here we go. Sorry, we gotta move on now. I think they're just talking about, like, workshopping it. They, like, just did it by the seat of their pants.
Like freestyle.
Yeah, basically. They probably just misused the word. Okay. 25. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Gaddy and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. Comms official Trenton Kennedy writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe. Wow, so they had to go back and forth about this. Okay, so... Okay, October 14, 2020, New York Post, Hunter Biden laptop article, privileged and confidential. Our teams continue to investigate the origins of the material, included in the reporting. Trenton Kennedy, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this unsafe. I think the best explainability... What? People are just making up words left and right over here. Explainability argument for this externally would be that we are waiting to understand if the story is a result of hacked material.
I like how they talk about explainability argument. Like, that's like almost the standard thing that they talk about in the company. You
could just tell the truth. Wait. How about that? I'm trying to be conspiratorial. You could just tell the truth. Seriously. You could. We'll face hard questions on this if we don't have some kind of solid reasoning for marking the link unsafe. Trenton Kennedy, CC Yoel at twitter.com. R. Summers, I Plunkett, whatever. I Plunkett, that's terrible. That's not a real name. I refuse to believe it.
Explainability argument to me, what are you doing? To me sounds like, why don't you let go of this?
It's going to pop up.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm holding it down.
Don't worry about it. It sounds to me like they're talking about something that comes up often. Like, okay, what's the explainability on this one? Like, so it's almost like something they often have meetings about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Katie says, will we also mark similar stories as unsafe? Okay, so there was a lot of confusion. It looks much more like incompetence than malice at this point. 26. By this point, everyone knew this was effed, said one former employee, but the response was essentially to err on the side of continuing to err. Oh my gosh. Yoel Roth said the policy basis is hacked materials, though as we discussed, this is an emerging situation where the facts remain unclear. Given the severe risks here and lessons of 2016. Okay, so they did know it was about the election. We're erring on the side of including a warning and preventing this content from being amplified. Vijaya says, what is the warning that will come up? Yoel says, when you click the link, you'll see the generic unsafe URL message. References spam, malware, violations of the Twitter rules. Not ideal, but it's the only thing we have. Here's our friend I Plunkett.
Wow.
Ian Plunkett. Whatever we do in comms, this will be a bias claim for Jack pre-hearing immediately. Let's make it clear we're proactively but cautiously interpreting this through the lens of our hacked materials policy and allowing the link with a warning and significant reduction of spread. So they knew exactly how this is going to look, and they chose to continue with it. I am fascinated.
And go back to that one.
This one?
Yeah.
This doesn't surprise me at all.
And so he says, given the severe risks here and lessons of 2016.
Yep, they knew it was about the election. They knew it. They freaking knew it.
Given the lesson of 2016.
Yeah, what was the lesson? When Trump won?
When Trump won, it sounds like they're considering this a safety issue. I guess they think that they're saving democracy from...
They think they're heroes.
From a catastrophe. It's just...
It doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
They think they're...
But it's the kind of
correct.
thing you don't expect to see in writing. You don't expect to see them explicitly saying these things that you know that they were thinking.
Yeah, that's true. Tortoise versus the hare? No, Matt versus the hare. Hey, that's not nice. Give him a break. He's a boomer. He's not that old. I'm just giving him a hard time. Come on, Matt.
How old is Matt Taibbi?
Oh, he's like 47 or something. Yeah, so everyone knew this was F, said one former employee, but the response was to continue to err. To err on the side of continuing to err. This thread is so much better than I demanded. This is pretty good. I like it. It is pretty long.
Brings freckles.
Spring freckles. Let's see if we got 27. Yeah, there we go. 27 is up, it looks like. Now, can we see it? No, because this is in thread format. So why would you be able to actually see the tweet? Let's go. Come on. 27. Here we go.
So frustrating dealing with Twitter's...
Just nonsense.
I don't know how you're supposed to follow it.
Oh boy, lots of swear words. That's a good meme. We'll get to it. 27 says, former VP of Global Comms Brandon Borman says, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? To Ian's point, can we truthfully claim this is part of the policy, i.e. as part of our approach to addressing potentially hacked materials, we're limiting visibility of related stories on Twitter while our investigation is ongoing. And then I will refer you to this meme just for your enjoyment. Don't read it out loud if you have your kids in the room. I think it's great.
Go back to this one.
Hey, that's a great meme. Bring it back.
I mean, you can still say it over here.
All right. He's trying to figure out how to say it in lawyer style. Be like, okay, this is part of the policy. As part of our approach to addressing potentially hacked materials, we are limiting visibility of related stories on Twitter. Our investigation is ongoing.
Can we truthfully claim that this is a part of the policy? What was the answer to that question?
He's like, give me a kernel of truth on which to spin my legalese response.
What was the answer to that question is the real answer, or question, because he's saying, can we actually really pretend to say...
They probably just ignored the first part of this and went with the second part and just said this. As part of our approach to addressing potentially hacked materials, we're limiting visibility, blah, 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 blah. Corporatese nonsense. And again, I will refer you to this. There
and
you
let's
go.
not forget the whole time, this was, they locked the account of the New York Post, and they said you can have your account back, even after it came out that it was, dubious whether or not it was hacked, or it was obviously not hacked, and it was not necessarily confirmed, but pretty...
Here we go.
Pretty
Here's
obvious,
the answer,
given that what's his name came out after the fact. What was the guy's name? The former business partner.
Tony Bobulinski. Here's the response.
It was clear that there was some truth to it.
Here's the response.
Okay. Let me
to
finish
which
my
former
sentence.
Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker again seems to advise staying in the non-course because caution is warranted. Jim Baker, privileged and confidential. I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. In this stage, however, it is reasonable for us to assume that they may have been and that caution is warranted. There are some facts that indicate that the materials may have been hacked, while there are others indicating that the computer was either abandoned and or the owner consented to allow the repair shop to access it for at least some purposes. We simply need more information. What do you think about that?
There have been dozens of stories that have broken on Twitter through hacked materials that they just allow. And I mean, honestly, like hacked materials, like that rule was set up to protect people from being doxxed. Right. Somebody releasing like their credit card information and stuff like that. Obviously the First Amendment protects your ability to share information that was gotten but released to the public in that way, even if it was the case that it was. Why keep bumping me in the knee, babe?
Because the next one's up.
Okay.
29's up. I got to get that message through to you. We didn't practice this before we did this, so this is us in our Ross form.
I know how to finish a
Jostling
sentence.
for the mic. No,
you can trust
can't
me to
finish
finish
it.
the sentence. Just give me a second.
No, this is very important.
I'm not a professional
no, you're fine.
on-screen
You're
talent.
fine. You did good, babe. 29. A fundamental problem with tech companies and content moderation. Many people in charge of speech know/care little about speech and have to be told the basics by outsiders. To wit, this is killing me. Come on, Matt.
To wit.
To wit. All right, to wit. Let's go. I love this meme. This is great. That's fantastic. Joe Biden on life support. Donald Trump tweeting. Delightful. Me waiting for this long-ass thread to end. Oh, it's amazing they got away with this up to this
29
point.
is up.
29? Yeah, we just read 29.
Is that 29?
That was 29. Yeah. Waiting for 30. Don't see anything. Let's go back to the top. Hi. How you doing? That's how you do hugs? By being awkward? All right. Let's see what we can find. This is kind of obnoxious.
That is a really good trick, though. Like,
just kind of yawn.
Kind of pretend like, oh, it's just a joke. I'm just like doing that classic thing, except you really are doing the thing.
You're totally doing it.
It's like a meta version of the same thing.
That's right.
Yeah. Try it out.
Yeah. Try it out. Try it out, guys. Get yourself your lady. All right. Somebody says 30, but I can't see it, which is really annoying. Doesn't help that this mouse doesn't make sense. All right. So we got 19.
What's wrong with the mouse?
Is the reverse of how I think it should work. Look, there's nothing there. Look, Twitter, there's nothing here.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's really been buggy. Come on, Elon, fix this for us so we can at least read it.
Reddit's comment thread style just works so well, and you have lines. It's just like almost like a programming indentation style.
Wow. Ro Khanna, he's one of my favorite Democrats. He's one of the last remaining moderates. In one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gatti to gently suggest she hop on the phone to talk about the, quote, backlash RE speech. Khanna was the only Democratic official I could find in the files who expressed concern. Of course, why would any of them be concerned by this? This is in their favor. When could this power ever be on the other foot? Yeah. Just gonna mix that metaphor there. You're welcome. Generating huge backlash on Hill RE speech. Happy to chat if you're up for it. That kind of sounds like a challenge, honestly. What an original email address. Mm-hmm. First name, last name, number at gmail.com.
It's like somebody got one.
Someone got the original. No! Gotta talk to that Ro Khanna. Gatti replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy, unaware Khanna is more worried about the Bill of Rights.
31 has no number.
I know. Hi, Congressman Khanna. Thank you for reaching out, and we appreciate the heads up. We put out a clarifying thread of tweets earlier this evening to explain our policy around the posting of private information and linking directly to hacked materials. The press secretary's account was not permanently suspended. We requested she delete the tweet containing material that is in violation of our rules, and her account is restricted until she complies. I'd be happy to jump on the phone if helpful. My team in D.C. are copied here and also available to discuss. Interesting. So Ro Khanna, one of the last remaining Democrats who still cares about the Bill of Rights and freedom of speech, First Amendment, etc.
They always say you have to delete the tweet and say you're sorry, almost like you have to officially take a step that accepts your culpability for something. Right. Like you have to delete the tweet, and they say it as though there's like it's out of their hands. Like, well, I mean, all they had to do was delete the tweet. Like they couldn't just flip a 1 into a 0 in the system and reinstate their account.
Right.
But that's obviously not the case. But for some reason, they had this policy that their hands were tied. They couldn't do it without them deleting the tweet. Oh, hello.
That's true. This is a live look at Matt Taibbi writing this thread. This is the sloth from Zootopia who talks like this. This is sped up, correct, says some comment. I appreciate that for sure. Here's Dip to make our day a little bit better. Here he is.
What do you have to say?
What do you have to say, Dip? What do you think? Think about all this stuff. Yeah?
Maybe so much cat hair in that mic.
I know. It's going to be great. No worries. We're all covered in cat hair anyway.
So it's going to be troubling to figure out who kind of, if we ever want to have guests on your show, we're gonna have to do a very good job about cleaning the cat hair out of the studio.
I don't want anyone to be allergic. Ooh, no, we need one of those filter thingies. Here he goes. He's done the mega flop on Dad's lap.
So cute.
Yeah, we measure Dip's movements in mega flops. It's true. All right, let's see if we've got 32. Let's see if we have any more numbered tweets. live look at Matt tweeting this. There we go, 32. Khanna tries to reroute the conversation to the First Amendment, mention of which is generally hard to find in the files. Shocking. Let's go.
Look at his little face.
His face is so cute. Oh my gosh, he's ridiculous. Look at this nose. Boop. He really is as cute in person as he is in the pictures. He's a gem. Anyway, this thread brought to you by Dips Purrs. Ro Khanna to Vijaya Gadde. Hope you're well, Vijaya, but this seems like a violation of the First Amendment principles. If there is a hack of classified information or other information that could expose a serious war crime and the New York Times is to publish it, I think the New York Times should have that right. Do you want to read it for us, babe?
No.
Okay. A journalist should not be held accountable for the illegal actions of the source unless they actively aided in the hack. So to restrict the redistribution... to restrict the distribution of the material, especially regarding a presidential candidate, seems not in the keeping of the principles of New York Times vs. Sullivan. Great point. I say this as a total Biden partisan and convinced he didn't do anything wrong. But the story now has become more about censorship than relatively innocuous emails, and it's becoming a bigger deal than it would have been. He is not wrong about that. It also is now leading to serious efforts to curtail Section 230, many of which would have been a mistake. I believe Twitter itself should curtail what it recommends or puts in trending news, and your policy against QAnon groups is all good. It's hard to balance. Of course it's hard to balance. You should just not censor any of this stuff. But in the heat of a presidential campaign, restricting dissemination of newspaper articles, even if New York Post is far right, seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good. Please keep this communication between just us and Jack, and no need to CC the team or forward to them. Just wanted to offer my 2 cents. Honestly, good for him. One of the biggest things that's come out of this whole thread is my respect for Ro Khanna has risen exponentially. Yeah, look, you can't see the whole picture. I kind of want to zoom out a little bit. You guys can see a majority of it. See? Can't see that edge side. Yeah, it's something Steven mentioned. Zoom out when you click the picture. LOL, can't see all of it.
Oh my god. Sorry, just look at the
There you go.
The screen. Where is it?
How are we looking? Better? I think that's
Is that
gonna be
there?
good.
Can
I think
you
that's
see
gonna be good. It's gonna take a second. There we go. Yeah, awesome. All right, 33's up. Let's look at 33.
Oh, there we go.
That's a little too. That's good. That's good. Yeah, perfect. Good job.
See anything on this side?
All right.
Yeah, let's just move that too.
Close out. I want to go see 33. Graham says Twitter was anti-American, not Graham Hancock. I don't remember his last name.
There you go.
All right. Graham Allen. There we go. Within a day, head of public policy Lauren Culbertson receives a ghastly letter/report from Carl Szabo of the research firm NetChoice, which had already polled 12 members of Congress, 9 Republicans and 3 Democrats from the House Judiciary Committee to Representative Judy Chu's office. From Carl Szabo. Lauren, yesterday NetChoice's Chris Marchese met internally with 9 Republican and 3 Democratic House staffers to gather intel about Facebook and Twitter and the New York Post story. The staffers hail from the House Judiciary Committee to Rep. Judy Chu's office. Okay, so that is just setting the stage for whatever is in the next tweet. Do I see 34 in the comments? Andy needs his own channel giving his knowledge on politics. Andy has been reading deeply about all of this stuff for a really long time.
Yeah.
An eternity.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I would want to talk about just general politics, but certainly I have considered doing like a tech show where it has to do with sort of the philosophy and the world of like open source and and security issues and privacy and things like that.
But until then, we have our live streams with Andy.
Yeah.
And the occasional Saturday morning live stream.
Maybe once at my new job, I'm kind of up and running, everything's a little bit more on autopilot, maybe I'll have some time to start doing that kind of thing. What would you guys want to hear about? It's like information security stuff, like hacks and stuff like that are in the news, or, what kind of stuff would you guys be interested in?
I have to message.
All day Andy Reid.
I have to message Jack Posobiec and say, okay, I finally understand why you hate Twitter threads so much. Finally understand why you hate Twitter threads.
St. Miles says Andy should run from office, and I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
I will run as fast as possible.
Yeah, he definitely wants to run from
There's
office.
No way I would ever run for office.
Yep. That's never going to happen. All right, let's see if we've got number 34. Let's go.
34.
34. 34. We got it.
30. Nope.
Nope, I don't see anything yet. We need like comfortable chairs to sit in while we do this, because right now we're just sitting on like our wooden chairs. I don't see. Come on, Matt. Let's go. Oh, why is this so annoying?
This to help Andy start a channel about how open source saved the world.
Hey.
You could definitely make an argument for that. For instance, I mean, there was the open platform. It's not really so much open source, but what saved the internet from like platform hell, like CompuServe and AOL and stuff like that, was an open protocol when they created the World Wide Web, with the, where everything's based on hyperlinks. And anybody could make their own server, and all it had to do was talk the same language, basically. There's that, and then of course Linux, which you may not be like a Unix geek like me, but you probably have a phone that runs Linux, and if not, you have one that runs a type of Unix, because iPhones are BSD, and Android phones are a type of Linux, and then every website you go to almost invariably is running Linux. Mac OS is Unix, which is based on an open source version of Unix.
Ready for tweet 34?
Sure.
NetChoice lets Twitter know a, quote, bloodbath awaits in upcoming Hill hearings, with members saying it's a tipping point, complaining tech has grown so big they can't even regulate themselves, so government may need to intervene.
Wow.
Ooh.
And they did not do anything.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. Sure didn't. This is spicy. I'm actually really enjoying this. High level takeaway. Every Republican said this is a tipping point. It's just too much. He's literally just saying what Matt just said in the tweet. Both Democrats and Republicans were angry.
And yet they did nothing.
They did nothing. Well, not necessarily. Ro Khanna actually stood for his principles by speaking directly to the people he had an issue with.
But ultimately, I mean, they talk about it, the backlash is going to be so huge, and it was basically nothing.
Basically nothing. Yeah.
35's up.
35's up. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. It's the sound of bumping bees. Sabo reports to Twitter that some Hill figures are characterizing the laptop as Text Access Hollywood moment. When asked just how bad the situation is, one staffer said it's Text Access Hollywood moment and it has no Hillary to hide behind. Others were more blunt. Tech is screwed, and rightfully so.
What's an Access Hollywood moment? Oh, like...
I'm not sure.
Is that talking about when he said grab him by the thing?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I think that might have been it. Not sure.
Grab him by the... Mm-hmm.
The mumble. Grab him by the vagina. The vagina.
The vagina guy.
Grab him by the vagina. Oh, no. Poor lady. That name's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't name her that.
But instead of heeding that wise warning, they doubled down. Big mistake. Big. Huge. It was certainly a big red pill moment for me. Not the first, but a big one. Both were angry, but said by Dems. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, at least the Dems were speaking up. They knew how bad this would look for them to just be on the side of big tech, which is hampering big speech actively. It's crazy. Let's see. 35. Let's go, Matt. What do you think, babe? You like my chance?
Let's go, Matt. Yeah.
35. Sabo reports to Twitter has some tech Hill figures are... Okay, yeah, we already read that.
Was
36.
Zabo,
I can't count.
Zabo isn't he... Well, what is it? Oh.
Matt's hands right now. You good?
Yeah.
You got a little gas in there? Woo.
Wasn't Zabo the hacker that with Anonymous that got...
I don't think so. Carl Sabo?
He got bagged?
He's working with NetChoice. I don't know what NetChoice was. Yeah, it might have been a close relative, cousin, personal friend. I don't know, whatever.
Make sure your like button is patched regularly and up to date.
Patch that like button, everyone. Yes, thank you, Steven. That's a great line.
Upgrade that subscribe bell. Crunch the like hand.
Crunch the like hand?
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
The open source hardware? Oh, open source hardware.
Are you taking open source questions now? Here's 36.
What else are we... Okay, here we go.
Oh, wow. Twitter files continued. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Szabo's letter contains chilling passages relaying Democratic lawmakers' attitudes. They want more moderation, and as for the Bill of Rights, it is not absolute. I'm going to retweet that one. Because we all know this is exactly what they think. Like, this is not breaking news for us. The Democrats, meanwhile, complain that the companies are inept. They let conservatives muddy the water and make the Biden campaign look corrupt, even though Biden is innocent. They link this to Hillary Clinton's email scandal. She did nothing wrong, but because the press wouldn't let the story go, it became a scandal far out of proportion. In their minds, social media is doing the same thing. It doesn't moderate enough harmful content, so when it does, like it did yesterday, it becomes a story. If the companies moderated more... Oh, this is an interesting angle. Conservatives wouldn't even think to use social media for disinformation, misinformation, or otherwise. The Democrats were in agreement. Social media needs to be moderate more because they're corrupting democracy and making all truth relative. As if Democrats care if truth is relative. When pushed on how the government might insist on that, consistent with the First Amendment, they demurred. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Within the scope of what the First Amendment covers, it is absolute.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you don't have the right to force someone to write in their newspaper whatever you want them to.
That's right.
But within the scope of the First Amendment, it's not just whatever speech you like. And in fact, the point of protecting free speech is you have to protect the worst speech first, because that's the speech that gets taken down. You know, if you're only protecting speech that you're cool with, then you have no freedom of speech. That's like saying you have the freedom to do anything except for what I don't want you to do. The only speech that needs protecting is the speech that people want to censor.
Correct. That's entirely correct. And I remember when I realized that, I was thinking, well, what's the point of free speech? Oh, right. It's because we need to let speech that we don't like exist so that we can bring it out and argue with it, and so the good ideas can triumph over bad ideas. That's exactly what the Founding Fathers were thinking when they wrote the Bill of Rights. Me, after waiting for Matt Taibbi to finish telling a story. Nope, I'm good. Thank you. Oh, I gotta sit up, though. Holy cow, this is going a lot longer than I realized. This is crazy. Thank you all for sticking with us. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I love this kind of stuff. I find it really interesting. And I think that this will be momentous for sure. I'm going to get an echo if I don't mute this. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, we've got a ton of memes. Tons of memes. So everybody's saying time to name names. We've got the told you so gif. Can we just skip the next 7,012 posts and just release documents and let us all decide for ourselves? Wow, that's crazy. They all need to be removed from office immediately. Holy S. The First Amendment doesn't apply to private companies making decisions. Only the government. That's an interesting take. Let's see what other people are saying. Not if they are acting as the arm of the government, which, as we found out from The Intercept, is exactly what they're doing. So don't you tell me this is a private company covered by the First Amendment, because they are operating in tandem with the American federal government. Someone calling this person a name, which I don't recommend. Let's see here. What are we up to? Do we have 37? I don't see the number 37 floating in my chat. How about instead of Bill of Rights, have it be called the Notification of Expectations? I like that. Well, somebody was saying it's a private company, but as I referred everybody back over to the Intercept article...
Not when you act as an agent of the state.
That's right. That's exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing.
And everybody knew that this was what they were doing. And if you were naive enough to not think that, then I don't know.
Can't help you.
But this is exactly what I assumed was happening immediately, and this is actually, in fact, the case. The White House was telling them direct. I didn't think it was that direct and blatant. I thought that maybe they would try to hide it a little bit more procedurally.
Oh, they didn't try.
But no, they didn't even try. They literally were sending emails directly saying, I don't like this tweet, please take it down.
Yep. Somebody says, where's Hunter? I still don't know. We still don't know.
Oh, yeah, this is about Hunter Biden.
Well, no, because to be fair, technically it's about the Hunter Biden laptop, but we weren't going to figure out the truth value behind the Hunter Biden story. We're just going to find out why Twitter was smothering it.
That's true. I don't think anybody really was under the assumption that they were actually going to release... Like, I mean, the Hunter Biden laptop story, like, the whole thing is available. You can actually, I think you can actually get a whole copy of all, the entire disk image. But
you can, yeah.
We know people that can.
Yikes. I would rather not, thank you. Not interested. Plausible deniability is gone, says Sean Anderson. These people are criminals. They own us one president. I'm assuming you mean to say they owe us one president. Yeah, man, this is crazy. We never should have let big tech get as big as it did. Not sure what to do about it now.
We need to decentralize.
100%.
And support good tech companies.
That's right. We need to support their competition.
Yeah. And other good tech companies like
all the different
like Public Square.
That's right.
Which you can find a link in the description to Public Square, or if you're a business, you can use the affiliate link in the description to sign your company up, and we'll get a little cut of that, I think.
Think so.
Yeah.
Well, somebody points out that this is how the left will respond to this. This is Sam Harris, a direct quote. Hunter Biden could have literally had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared. And I actually believe that. Knowing what I know about Sam Harris, that checks out for sure. Yeah. He believes that he is smarter and better than other people, and he is misled. And you can gather that based solely on this one quote from him. I think that's enough.
He might be the most obnoxious public intellectual.
Yeah, he might be.
To ever exist.
Certainly might be. There's definitely competition there for sure, but...
I never understood the appeal of him.
He is a member of the intelligentsia that Thomas Sowell talks about so much. Let's get down to 37. 37. You guys see 37? Let me know.
Intellectual dumb web.
Seriously. Clearly we're talking about her emails and the actions she took regarding them. I'm not sure what Brandon's talking about there. Well, I am increasingly irritated with the thread form of Twitter, but it looks like the most recent is from the number 36.
This is a horrible experience from a user interface.
Jack Posobiec tweeted at Elon Musk, "Hi Elon Musk, would you like a copy of Hunter Biden's hard drive?" Woo, spicy. Elon Musk says Ro Khanna is great. I don't know. Have you spoken with her yourself? Ro is not a woman. Ro is a man. Ro is one of the last...
He's the guy,
yeah, who was banned... like, wait, Ro Khanna?
Yeah, he banned abortion.
Yeah, that was totally him.
Right?
Sure. Wait, what? Ro Khanna?
Yeah.
No.
Roe v. Wade?
Oh, okay, thank you. He reminds me a little bit of Jared Polis in Colorado, who nobody knew was gay until he won his election. He did not use being gay as a crutch when he was running, which I thought was great. I'm glad this is all coming out. I think this is super important. Bro, we are going to need some names of these elected officials. Well, I'm not sure if Matt is going to reveal his sources to you. To be fair, he is a journalist. What you got? No, eat while using microphone. Yeah, Andy. Come on, man. He's eating peanuts nonetheless. Here's a little ASMR from my husband who's crunching peanuts and drinking Coke. I know. Oh, yeah, right. We ate a huge burrito the size of a small child. Don't fight each other. Fight the New World Order. Wise advice. Let's see what we got. Hold on, Friday. Matt's getting ready to read the next one. Get ready to tweet it, Friday. Go ahead, Matt. We haven't got all year. Get the lead out. I love that. That's really good. you do realize that exposing the illegal things your government has been doing is illegal. Honestly, it is. That ain't no good. New slogan, the First Amendment actually is absolute. 100%. 100%. All right, let's see if we've got 37 yet. Woo! Somebody says new tweet. An amazing subplot of the Twitter/Hunter Biden laptop affair was how much was done without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, and how long it took for the situation to get un-effed, as one ex-employee put it, even after Dorsey jumped in. Fascinating. Twitter is the...
Did it get un-effed?
No, I don't think it did, because the New York Post wasn't back on Twitter for a really long time.
And what exactly did the free speech wing of the free speech party do about it?
Who's the free speech?
Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey was... He called Twitter the free speech wing of the free speech party.
Trump said Biden's son should face a probe over his China business deal, so Trump was on to something there. He knew what was up. Oh, okay, I'm going to close some of these, just too much.
Sorry about eating on the microphone there.
It's just a little ASMR. Just go with it. It's fine. All right, let's go 38. We're up to 38? Somebody says 37. Okay. Seems like a lot like they are trying to run cover for Jack. No, I think Jack really was left in the dark about this. I don't know if they were trying to protect him, but they certainly weren't telling him about this stuff. So he got 36, 37. All right, well, cue the elevator music because I don't have another one yet. Do you have the names of the Democrats who said this? Says Christina Pushaw. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I think there's a bit more wild what's happening here. I think there will be significant demands for regulating tech on Monday. I don't know. Waiting for 37. Look, someone made this meme in the time it took him to tweet number 37. Who says I don't trust Jack? No, I wouldn't either.
No, Jack's a coward.
Yeah, he really is.
Speaking of big tech and all that, you guys should join my Unix and Linux users group on the Public Square app.
That's right.
I'm gonna try to build a coalition of freedom-loving, patriotic nerds. Yeah. That, and there's an InfoSec group and there's a rollerblading group.
Yeah, so Public Square isn't just how you find places to shop. It's also a social media platform that they are continually working on and fine-tuning and workshopping. So it's actually a really good place to talk to people who think along similar lines as you do, which is really great. I think that's a powerful tool. Sorry, I keep scrolling by that gross picture of Hunter pulling somebody's hair. I don't love that. That's actually from the laptop. Okay, so we made it down to, we're all out of order now. 12, 27,
They need to fix
28, 24, 25. Yeah, it's fully effed, honestly.
Twitter's thread style is always, like, when I first started using it, like, recently, I've never really used Twitter before.
It is, man, it's not great.
Like, what's going on with these threads? Like, I'm starting to kind of, like, I understand how to navigate now, but it's just a nightmare. Like, how does it work like that?
It doesn't.
Who invented the user interface? It's insane.
It's horrible. Where are the rest of the tweets? Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous. The style.
This is so irritating. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to Matt's account.
You know, I feel like there's some enterprising young man right now who is noticing the difficulty that everybody's having, and they're building some kind of tool.
Gosh, I hope so.
Like either hopefully the next Twitter. Well, I think the next Twitter is probably minds.com.
Yeah, certainly.
That's the free speech wing of the free speech wing of the free speech party.
Yeah.
Minds.com.
All right, I don't see tweet number 38. Oh my gosh, is it already 8? Somebody's saying it's that time. I'll see you all on Timcast. Well, we're going to lose all our audience for sure. Yeah, it's already 8.
It's already 8 o'clock. Well, if you stay here, then there's can we tell them?
What?
I don't know.
No, there's nothing. We got nothing. I'm sorry.
People to hear.
I got nothing for you. We have a big reveal.
Big
I'm just
reveal.
kidding. We don't. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
The gender reveal.
Oh, it's
We're gonna
me.
tell you what
I'm a lady.
What gender Dip is.
Dip is a boy. Oh my gosh.
He was a boy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I love it. What is he now? So they didn't have a plan. They only knew the story hurt their side. The goal is always establishment hegemony, and their job was to force the path to it. Yeah, 100%.
Hegemony. What does hegemony mean?
Hegemony means like 3 gems.
Hegemony.
Hegemonic. Oh, my tailbone hurts now.
We need to get you
I know, we need a good chair. Here we go.
No,
Leadership
not
or
a chair.
dominance, especially by one country or social group over others. Yeah, I would say it's a social group. 100%.
We need to get you an actual. I don't know why you think that typing on it like this
It's
is
fine. It works great. No, that's
a reasonable way to. I keep
Exist.
trying to give her a keyboard, and
He's
every
trying
time
to
she
make my
yells at
life
me for-
easier. I don't yell at him, but I'm like,
You
no,
yell
I
at
don't
me
need one. I don't need one.
constantly.
It's fine. No, so constant. It's terrible. The worst.
Don't kick the camera.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get comfortable,
You're
babe.
too fidgety.
Oh my gosh. Well, Matt has died. That's it.
I suspect foul play.
Yeah? Did the chickens finally get me?
The chickens have come home to roost.
Yeah. Lots of jokes about Hillary Clinton. Jokes about Joe Biden. That's not the real logic. Yeah, no, it's not at all.
Oh my. Wait, it's not?
Threat to our democracy. Old Twitter censorship department, honestly. Wow, this is fascinating, Matt. Oh no. Look at the bottom left. Look at the beak. Oh no. The bottom right. Okay. Okay. I knew it, and we fell for it anyway. You all may enjoy that. I don't think they can see that. Oh my gosh, they can't see that because it's too zoomed in. That's great. You're welcome, everyone.
It says these nuts.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, dear. Good times. Well, there are a lot of memes going on here, and I really recommend going to check them out.
Psycho Clown says, my nights aren't the same without your bye guys. Lids.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night. Off to IRL now, but I'm subscribed.
Woo!
And look forward to more from you guys.
Awesome. Thanks,
of
man.
Of course, we still have Lydia's lovely bye guys. In fact, that's part of how I fell in love with you.
Aww.
Before I ever knew you. I would watch you on TV, and I would hear at the end of every show, I always look
Bye,
forward to
guys. Yeah.
it. Little ASMR.
A little ASMR.
Sultry.
Sultry? Nah. It's just bye, guys. Hey, Matt. Pigeon is quicker. Agreed. Great discussion for top minds about network community. Thank you, Steven. I have your project for your first techie podcast, Andy. Take an older Android phone, break it, and install Ubuntu phone system on it. Would be a hoot. Would that be a hoot, babe?
I definitely might do a review of my new phone that I'm getting, which is the the Planet Computers. So they originally did the Gemini PDA, and then they did
here we go.
What was the name of the second one?
Here we go.
Anyway, they have a new flip out phone. It's called, what the heck's the name of it?
I don't remember. I'm
Astro
sorry.
Slide.
Yeah.
The Astro Slide. It's got a flip out QWERTY keyboard, and they actually sell it supporting dual booting with Linux and Sailfish OS, and they even support Kali Linux. So I'm super excited about that. I'm definitely interested in doing a review about that. What's this?
Okay, so someone forgot to blur out Jack's email address. It's jack@0.pizza.
0.pizza, huh?
How interesting. While reviewing Gaddy's emails, I saw a familiar name, my own. Dorsey sent her a copy of my Substack article blasting the incident. Forward. With Hunter Biden's expose, suppression is a bigger scandal than the actual story. This is from Matt Taibbi, Substack.
Who's this Jack?
Jack Dorsey.
That's Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, Dorsey sent her a copy of my Substack article blasting the incident. Fascinating. Yeah, pizza. Interesting. Very interesting server name, for sure. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have been following the Balenciaga escapades, but that's a good time for sure. And by the way, you are more than welcome to check out the Podesta's art collection. That's good time too, on the topic of pizza. And that's all I will say about that, because there's too much unsubstantiated nonsense in there. Let's see if Elon Musk has tweeted anything interesting lately.
I have heard, Taz Riot, I have heard of Tuxedo Computers. I haven't heard anything about what, the quality or anything. So what do you think, Taz Riot, or anybody else? Have you seen Tuxedo Computers bought out, have you tried their Linux laptops, or do they sell desktops? I know that System 76 has a pretty good reputation.
Does it?
I think, doesn't Tuxedo also do,
little water drop.
Don't they also do like servers and desktops, I think? Let me know.
I have no idea.
Smash the like button.
There you go. You have to like the like button.
You can even smash the unlike button. I think it doesn't really hurt us.
I think it does. I think we want likes.
Does it?
Yeah. Remember to pick up the laptop. These are the choices. Remember to pick up laptop or crack pipe. Hunter here is going for the latter. Womp womp. My Friday dinner plans. The Twitter files.
Pizzagate opened again. How so?
Pizza. Zero.pizza.
Oh, because of...
Right, and that's why I dropped it, because there's not enough. We don't know enough, and it's too crazy and too conspiratorial and too wild and nuts. Do we have another tweet? Let's go. Where's the Parmesan cheese? Yeah, I just like the smash button. Good for you.
Well, Jack's secret email is definitely ruined forever.
Womp womp.
Jack had zero.pizza.
What the heck?
That's a great domain.
Yeah,
Zero.pizza?
Yeah.
I want that.
Fascinating.
I just bought some domains I'm excited about.
He did. He is never not buying domains. It's a serious problem. Please send help. This man has more domains to his name than freaking Jack Dorsey.
Our dear friend Brett Dasovic.
Oh, yeah.
I have brettdasovic.gay, so I don't know what to do with that, but
he's not. It's
I call him Billboard Baggins because he was in the
he got
Times
the billboard.
Square billboard.
That's right. We give him a hard time for sure. He loves that. All right, Matt, let's go. Sending it by Smoke Signal. Yeah, they just wrapped. BTW, it's still not un-effed and won't be until people are indicted on the various criminal charges implied both by the laptop itself and the various cover-ups that followed. 100%. Don't give Dorsey that much credit. It's his baby. He was very aware of everything on Twitter. I don't think that's true at all. I think there was a lot at Twitter. I don't think you guys understand how possible it is for stuff to fly under people's nose, for people to not pay attention to, even at their own company.
LIVESTREAM, whatever his name is.
Steven.
Says, why not use .not Twitter?
Oh, yeah?
Which I'm guessing is something that you can add to the Twitter domain to... Actually, I have no idea. No, that doesn't make sense. Does anybody know what .not Twitter does?
I have no idea, babe. Absolutely none.
It's interesting. We don't know how to use it, sir.
Yeah, we have no idea, sir. Thank you, though. American cheese isn't cheese at all. Please let everyone know. 100% American cheese. I refer to MSNBC as the American cheese of news because a court ruled that they weren't actually telling people the news. They were just telling people their opinions. So it's not really news, but people think it is. Same goes for American cheese. Did you know that about American cheese?
What is it?
It's not really cheese. It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's still good, but you just need to know what it is and what it's not, and what it's not is cheese. You're like,
you know it's not really
I
cheese.
don't care.
Like,
Did you know Dr. Phil
is
a real doctor? Yeah, sure did. All right.
So mad.
Okay, so we saw this one. This is where we were.
Zero.pizza.
Interesting. There are multiple instances in the files of Dorsey intervening to question suspensions and other moderation actions for accounts across the political spectrum. Not surprising. I think that Jack was got the impression that things had got away from him, which to me just sounds like a nightmare. Like, you feel like it's out of your control, but you really should be trying to make it work properly, and he just wasn't able to do it. I don't know. I don't hate Jack Dorsey as much as people like Andy do, but I don't know.
You know, it was a real... Just when he tweeted out Anatomy of the State by Murray Rothbard,
Right.
It's like, shut up.
Shut
Like you have
STFU.
any real principles with your stupid beard.
Dumb beard. Hipster Rasputin. Let's get it together. Come on, man.
Dorsey.
Guess who's not getting a laptop for Christmas this year? Oh, I think that was tweet number 38 or 39. I don't know. 51% cheese legally, I think. No, it doesn't taste good either, animals. I do not like American cheese. I like real cheese. But people like American cheese. It's an acquired taste. It's fine. Dr. Phil isn't a doctor either. And that's also not the end of the world. It's all good. I don't know why we're talking about American cheese right now in the middle of the Elon gate tweet dump. Come on, man. All right, well,
we lost half of our audience because of IRL.
Oh, darn it. Yeah,
but
I knew it.
that's actually impressive because
that's pretty good.
That means that half of you guys were here. You know, you're the real ones.
That's right.
I guess.
And then some of our friends, I'm sure, are watching more than one program on more than one screen.
That's not possible.
That's a thing that happens all the time. Look, here we are. 18's up, 19's up, 26 is up. You guys are the best. We appreciate it.
Who said that? I'm here, so you're okay. Hold on. Oh, that's far back. Well, we really do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we do. Love you guys. Yeah.
Sean Anderson, thank you so much.
I'm here, so you're okay.
With us.
Yeah, we are okay since you guys are here. We are the real deal.
Come on.
Absolutely. Come on, man.
You guys are the real ones.
That's right.
As they
Correct.
say, as the Gen Zers are saying.
Oh gosh.
I don't think they say that.
I don't think they say that. I hope they don't.
You guys, no cap. You guys are the best.
No cap.
No cap. Right. Uncapped. I like my truth like I like my skate spots. No cap.
No cap. All right. All right. When they cap the rails, it means you can't skate on them, which sucks. Okay, so we're consulting about tech stuff. I'm in all these group chats with Andy, and everybody's talking about technology stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Join my public square groups. But I've got one about Unix and Linux users, and there's one about information security, and there's one about rollerblading. There's lots of great groups on public square. There's one for just about anything. And it's just a regular Facebook style group except for patriotic, freedom-loving Americans.
That's right.
I think we need to build these communities of people because, it's not so much like I want to, find a group of people who like technology and also agree with me politically. It's more that I'm just tired of being told that I'm terrible everywhere I go for my views.
Just for believing what you believe.
At this point, it's like you have to seek out people that don't actively talk about how much they hate you.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't think is that complicated, but apparently it's very common for people to just air that. All right, let's read what Martyrmaid has to say. We love him. His name's Daryl. Interesting, but Matt's neutral narration misses the obvious. All of the internal discussions are not about whether the story should be suppressed, but coming up with a cover story for it.
Yeah.
There is zero chance that they would have suppressed a major paper for a Don Jr. laptop story.
Yeah.
He is correct.
And what was the phrasing that they put was so clearly
explanatory.
Yeah, explainification. What's our story about the explanatization?
Explainability.
Yeah, explainability story.
Yeah.
Clearly there is not a question of whether or not it's for the best for them to suppress it. The question is, how can we get away with this? How can we spin it so that it sounds like we're doing something that's not evil?
Yep. Here is a voice, I don't know Hans, but he says, huge props to Elon Musk for giving this stuff to Matt Taibbi to collate and release. Matt is an honest leftist, one of the old breed that no longer seems to exist. He's also an independent journalist in the sense where independent still means independent. Huge win-win all around. That's correct. He used to write for some other huge publications. He now writes...
Rolling Stone, right?
Yep, Rolling Stone. And he now writes for Substack. He just does his own thing over on Substack, which is great.
Well, Rolling Stone used to be... I don't know much about their publication now, but they were known for some really good reporting back, especially in his heyday.
Also, take a look at the people responding to the story by personally attacking Matt. Well, no beef for Taibbi, but he's not the story. They're just mad that he noticed. The people telling you right now in real time that they are against journalism are not to be trusted when they talk about a free press. That's entirely correct. Much respect, I don't agree with Dan McLaughlin on everything, but this is great. Matt Taibbi is great, but why not release these files for everyone to see? This doesn't merit a gatekeeper. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens after this. He does have a Substack.
That's WikiLeaks that.
Yeah. Leave it to tech it to innovate. Elon showing the leadership that DC has abdicated. Matt Taibbi showing the integrity that journalists have forfeited. That's comfortably smug. You know him. You love him. Fair observation from Andrew. Looks like Elon Musk gave his Hunter Biden laptop Twitter censorship expose to Matt Taibbi, but it appears Taibbi didn't pre-write his thread, so this is going to take a while. Yeah, and indeed it has, but it's all good. Appreciate it. Excited for the forthcoming Matt Taibbi thread on the expansion of the Sing and Sound voter pool. I'm not familiar with that, but Sunny Bunch, I believe, writes for the Bulwark. Yep, correct. Yep, which I don't hold in specifically in very high regard, but Sunny's not bad. Matt Taibbi very upset the Biden campaign asked the platform to take down some revenge porn targeting the candidate's son. That is not what happened here. The concern was that Hunter Biden was compromised and thus so was Joe Biden. That was fully warranted, Tim, and I think it fully deserves the expose it's getting, and I'm sorry this is so frustrating for you. I'm willing to bet you are, in fact, a journalist at the Bulwark, which I just mentioned I don't particularly care for. Fascinating. One can assume that Musk is not a power that Matt Taibbi will be speaking truth to anytime soon. Not sure what Joe means by that, but I am familiar with Joe. He's a great guy. We'll see what happens. Matt Taibbi would be more than likely to hold Elon Musk's feet to the fire. Matt is pretty fearless when it comes to countering people in positions of power. The big scoop for Matt Taibbi and Elon Musk's Hunter Biden files collaboration is that the Biden campaign asked the Twitter moderation team to remove some posts and accounts that featured Hunter Biden D-pics, which is basically a form of revenge porn. That is an incorrect analysis of what is happening. Stephen Monticelli, thank you for your 2 cents. They will be thrown overboard as soon as we leave harbor.
Wait, so he's claiming that
revenge porn.
That the whole point of this was to show Hunter Biden's private parts in order to embarrass him. Is that?
Yep, that's exactly what the left is saying, and we're going through the trending because
that is definitely a lie. There's no way you believe that that's actually the reason that this is supposed to be an interesting story. Nobody thinks that.
Leftists do, and that's what they're saying.
I don't believe that they think that.
Yeah, so another thing we're seeing here is that Matt Taibbi has beef with Twitter. Okay, I don't blame him for that. Elon leaking this publicly to Matt Taibbi is genius. Matt Taibbi hates Trump, still calls a corrupt media on their lies about him. Basically one of the few people willingly report this can't be accused of being a Trump stooge. I love it, 100%. Oh gosh, here comes Wajahat Ali. He's so great. Matt Taibbi, what sad, disgraceful downfall. So here we are with the ad hominem attacks. I swear, kids, he did good work back in the day. Okay, so a little bit of, I don't know, kind of emotional argument. Should be a cautionary tale. Okay, this is just ad hominems.
I'm literally just saying it's sad that you're doing
Sad. Selling your soul for the richest white nationalist on earth. Well, he'll eat well for the rest of his life, I guess, but is it worth it? Oh, please. So do you have anything to say about the content he posted, or are you just going to shoot the messenger? Thank you, call me jaded.
And he's calling Elon a white nationalist?
Yep, correct. Sometimes the truth hurts. It'll be all right, buddy. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Yeah, so Wajahat Ali is ridiculous.
That happened this.
Yeah.
You know, I love Venn diagrams.
Yeah. Do you?
I love Venn diagrams and yellow school buses.
You know what we should make? Is a diagram about the passage of time.
Things that I love Venn diagrams and yellow school buses.
At the passage of time.
And the passage of time is right there in the middle. I think that's how they work.
Yeah, I think that is how they work. Yeah. Thank you, Kamala. Live look at Matt Taibbi trying to figure out how to properly make a Twitter thread. That's a fair criticism. Come on, Matt.
Twitter doesn't have a proper way to make threads.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't make it easy. Let's see here if we've got a new tweet from our good buddy Matt, whom I love and appreciate. Oh my gosh, look at this. All out of order. This is crazy.
Ooh, this interface.
This is killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Well, Matt Taibbi just broke the story that Twitter, a private company, didn't want their platform to be used to promote a BS conspiracy theory. This could be huge. I'm going to respond. Oh, I can't respond to this person. This is irritating. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do instead. Leaked documents show the DHS's plans to police disinformation. Why don't you try looking at this, my dude?
This is incredible, that the links, the mental backflips that they're willing to go through in order to find a way that this is not a legitimate story that includes legitimate so there's the Hunter Biden story, which the only thing interesting really about it is the fact that he was, it seems, colluding with Chinese Communist Party officials, and also with Ukrainian, natural gas company officials, or he was on the board, and using the political influence of his father in order to gain money for, favors, political favors, effectively.
Yep.
That's what this story's about. It has nothing to do with Hunter's penis. It has nothing to do with him smoking crack. Those are interesting side pieces to the actual story. But so that's the Hunter Biden story. But then what this whole thing really is about is the actual the use of the White House's connections with Twitter's higher ups to actually suppress information from getting to the public during, really close to an election. The violation of the First Amendment there is almost undeniable. How do you make an argument that the White House telling this newspaper, we want, or this tech company, we don't want you to allow this newspaper to publish this information on your platform, and then the entire time they're trying to figure out the best explanation for how can we spin this to make it seem like we're not destroying the foundation of America right now.
Right. And that was all their conversation was about, was how do we make this look like we didn't do anything wrong? And it's so interesting to me that nobody's actually tackling the fact. I'm just kind of spamming people on Twitter. Well, I'm not really spamming them, but I'm just sharing with them this article that I fear that they may have missed because they're talking about how terrible it is that Matt Taibbi is discussing this topic. They're saying, oh, this is a private company. Oh, it's just a bunch of dick pics, whatever. They're incorrect. And every time you stop tweeting, we think Hillary got you. Oh, gosh, it's true. We'd very much like to see a Twitter Files weekly drop. This thread is just about the Hunter Biden laptop story. What about how do we treat suspensions? Did organizations other than political parties request for tweets to be removed? Does Twitter provide banks with information? I wonder when the answers come. Elon said there would be a Q&A. Yeah, for sure. Well, I honestly don't think it's fully fair to request all of these things at once. Elon's pretty much put himself at the top, so he has a ton of responsibility and a bunch of different stuff to get in order before he can actually make any of this stuff happen. So I think that I think we should just be patient. Glenn Greenwald would have fit the bill as well, in my opinion. You need a left of center journalist, and they are a dime a dozen. Left of center journalists like Glenn Greenwald and Matt Taibbi are not a dime a dozen. They're incredibly rare. We've got Crystal Ball. We have Kim Iverson would probably be considered left of center. Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi. Who else is left of center that would have been good to tweet this stuff out?
Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore. I don't know.
Jimmy Dore, is he really a journalist? I don't think he was. Mr. Leiterman, I mean, come on, we can all run an energy board because the cheese tells us we need to know that the Parmesan is the real truth. Thank you, Soundwave TM3.
First of all, you know how to spell my name, don't you?
Mr. Letterman. All right, David.
What is this about cheese? I'm really confused.
Well, Hunter Biden smoked Parmesan, if I recall correctly. And now we're talking about American cheese. Well, at least the cheese we're consuming is patriotic. Unlike Parmesan, which is dirty Italian cheese. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I love my Italian pals. We appreciate Michael Knowles and his Sicilian ways. His swarthy Sicilian ways. Where is my next tweet? Let's go. Oh my gosh, I don't see it. Irritating. Jimmy Dore is mostly comedian. Yeah. Parmesan is mostly wood pulp. I'm sorry. Michael, you are just shattering all of our illusions about cheese this evening. I don't appreciate it. It is true that Parmesan is mostly cellulose, which will disturb people to learn is actually plant fiber, aka wood. Gross. Don't love that. All right. Well, I am irritated of waiting for Matt Taibbi tweet his next tweet because he's apparently a huge boomer. I really was sad when I couldn't bring him on IRL because he had a COVID scare. But I think that he's doing God's work for sure. The last tweet is from 17 minutes ago. Did Hillary get him? Is that what's going on here? Oh my gosh. Come on, man.
Show up at the front door with a UPS uniform.
Just here to tell you what a good job you're doing, Matt. Matt is doing God's work. There we go. Well, that's a start. None of this is really surprising to any of us, though, is it? Right? Honestly? You said wood. Sorry, I did say wood. That's correct. That's a fact. OMG, I didn't know that about Parmesan. I'm very sorry, Melissa. I'm sorry. It is soul crushing. I know. You want real cheese? Get Tillamook cheese. I don't know what Tillamook is. Second graded should be shredded. I grew up in Oregon. You are right about Tillamook cheese. I think you mean Tillamook. Tillamook also makes ice cream. That's very good. But we're over on the other side of the country. Hey, what are you doing over there? Andy, it's causing all kinds of chaos over here.
Your apps.
Oh, yeah. Apps there, where it says apps, applications. Cellulose is in celery, too. So all the more reason to not eat it. Cellulose is what the vegans eat. I don't love it. I'm just kidding. Cellulose is important. It's fine. It's a good source of fiber.
Doesn't everybody eat that?
Yeah, everybody eats cellulose. Things, yeah, it's true. It's just a plant fiber. What are you doing?
I'm just adding this.
Oh, okay. So Andy's got a bunch of lists for us. Cool beans. We're going to put that in the description. Edit. There you go. All right. Now scroll down to links. Just put it in links underneath the Elon Musk tweet. There you go. Sorry, here. Yay. All right, there's a bunch of groups you guys can join if you want to get in on all this public square goodness. Shout out to Michael Seifert, whose last name apparently Tucker cannot pronounce.
Yeah. I was like,
wait, is that right? Yeah, no, you had it right.
Seifert last name.
No.
I was like, oh, Seifert? Okay.
No,
Tucker
Michael
wouldn't lie to me.
Michael told us that his last name was pronounced Seifert, like
anyway,
cyborg.
If you refresh, then you'll see there's 3 links in the description. There's one to my Unix and Linux user group on Public Square. There's also my Public Square information security group, and there's also one for my rollerblading group. So if you're interested in following any of those topics, we're trying to build coalitions of freedom-loving, patriotic, liberty-loving Americans, or
sane
of any nationality, really.
Well, I just want the focus to be on the fact that they're not crazy and they aren't going to be super authoritarian, and they're going to be focused on like the American goals of freedom and independence and whatnot. It's
not about like freedom software.
Water. Yeah.
It's literally just we don't hate you. That's the whole point of Public Square is Where can I shop at businesses that don't say they hate me for my political views?
Not super complicated.
How did that become like a special thing that you had to seek out?
Exactly. Ah, gosh, I gotta spam this article again. People yelling at Matt Taibbi just for doing journalist work. Let's see here.
And of course, there's lots more great groups on Public Square as well. If you scroll through the groups, there's one for just about anything. There's lots of local groups for localities and stuff, and then there's also lots of groups on various topics. Just about anything you can think of, there could be a group about it.
That's right. Good stuff. So it's one like a social media platform.
Yeah, it's got some social media features to it, and I think I like the groups aspect because it allows you to kind of find more people who are in your political sphere who also have similar interests.
Thinking Matt Taibbi should be Twitter's tryst and safety chief.
Tryst?
Is an interesting slip of the tongue there.
What does tryst mean?
Tryst means like a secret romantic getaway. Oh. Thread, the Twitter files.
1 hour later.
1 hour later. Thread, the Twitter file. All right. Stop giving him a hard time. He'll stop tweeting altogether. It generally takes about 5 to 20 minutes for a radio signal to travel the distance between Mars and Earth. That's not a coincidence. Matt's tweeting from Mars.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I like that tweet. OMG, you're alive. He is, yeah. I'm glad he's alive. Yeah, it's exhausting. Waiting on the files, seriously.
Are they going to release files?
My son is a Crystal Methodist. That's actually really good. My family's very religious. I'm a devout Catholic, and my son is a Crystal Methodist.
That was one of my favorite techno groups when I was in the 90s.
Crystal Methodists?
The Crystal Methodists.
Yeah? Didn't know that was a thing. Apparently it was. Well, babe, it's already 8:30. How late are we going to go?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I'm good to keep going if you want. It's up to you.
Really expected this to be done by now, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want there to be a blockbuster moment or something.
Yeah, I don't want to miss anything, but at the same time, he seems to have stopped. I think his last tweet was from about 20 minutes ago.
But you know what? I think we could let the viewers decide.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
If you think that we should keep going, then go ahead and send a super chat and let us know.
Yeah.
We'll keep going as long as the super chats keep coming.
That's right. All of Twitter when Matt doesn't tweet again after 1 minute. Is he okay? I hope they didn't suicide him.
Oh, he's being suicided actively as we speak, I'm sure.
He's taking that good old Canadian way. Oh, is this it? Oh, snap, here it is. The problem with the hacked materials ruling, several sources said, was that this normally required an official/law enforcement finding of a hack. But such a finding never appears throughout what one executive describes as a whirlwind 24-hour company-wide mess. And he says, hello, owls. Okay, first of all, who TF are owls? That's fair. I think
is that something to do with like Twitter employees? That's like one of those.
Okay, I need to appreciate this joke.
Okay, team. I think you mean who? Oh goodness.
There you go. Okay, so let's read this about the owls. Yeah, it's something to do with Twitter, I think. As you probably are aware, Twitter actioned tweets yesterday relating to 2 New York Post articles that were tweeted out that allegedly included pictures and screenshots of emails from a laptop allegedly belonging to Hunter Biden, presidential candidate Joe Biden's son. Hint, hint, he's running for president. We can't let this get out. Our teams made the determination that the materials fall under our hacked materials policy in addition to sharing personal information, so links were actioned. As you may know, this existing policy framework was launched in 2018. Oh, please, that's an excuse to mitigate real-time harm based on hack and leak scenarios coming out of the 2016 election. Oh, so they're blaming it on Trump. Yeah. They're tying it back to 2018.
Were there a whole bunch of hacked materials that came out in 2016?
No.
I don't remember that. I do remember that there was the the golden showers.
They didn't care about that. They thought that was great. They
didn't seem to have any problem with that. Or maybe they were just worried that there was going to be another thing like that, smearing the good name of someone, right?
Mm-hmm. Several high-profile accounts, including press outlets, were impacted by this decision and were actioned. Unfortunately, the language that was provided in the product may have created confusion, indicating the links were spam or unsafe. Consequently, Twitter Safety explained the reasoning here in the thread. This morning, the New York Post tweeted additional links to stories that contain pictures and screenshots of emails that we are also actioned. The teams determined that a Trump campaign tweet that previously was actioned for containing PPI would not be reactioned after it was retweeted without the PPI blurred. Personal protected information, I believe, is what that means. Yeah. I know there are questions that you probably have and are also probably getting a lot of incoming from stakeholders, governmental, academic, civil society, etc. The last 24 hours certainly has been a whirlwind with lots of curves and unknowns, and we fully expect that the issues surrounding this matter will continue to swirl in the coming days, so thank you to everyone for your patience. So let's just pause right here and expend some sympathy for the people who worked at Twitter. Let's be fully fair on this one. You know what would have solved all of these problems for the people at Twitter for whom we are eternally sympathetic? What would have solved all these problems would have been to allow people to simply talk about this stuff. But they couldn't do it, and they wouldn't do it, and they were partisan actors, and they didn't care what happened because of it. And because of that, it made their lives a living nightmare, and I really don't feel bad for them at all. All right, we got a new drop. Woo! We got 2. Holy cow. We're almost on to the end of this. We're going to make it, guys. Are you ready? There's one more after this. It's been a whirlwind 96 hours for me, too. There is much more to come, including answers to questions about issues like shadow banning, boosting, follower counts, the fate of various individual accounts, and more. These issues are not limited to the political right. Sure. Good night, everyone. Thanks to all those who picked up the phone in the last few days. All right. That's it. That's all she wrote. We did it.
Trump was right about everything.
I know about that. Thank you so much. Yay. Matt's slower than Twitter's support.
Who is Ligma Johnson?
Oh, you don't know? You want to tell us about that? That's great.
I'm sorry.
Well,
we should make Steven a chat mod.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, well, thank you guys for hanging in there
for joining
with us.
That was a little unsatisfactory. I expected some actual conclusions, but that's okay.
I felt like it was a little anticlimactic. What did you guys think?
Let me know. Sean says I'm having fun. Thanks for joining us, Sean. We appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Looks like the last Twitter's going to twit. That's correct. Twitter should have followed Ligma Johnson. Yeah, for sure.
Does anyone have closing thoughts on that?
Yeah, any closing thoughts? All right, we got Soundwave TM3, which is a good time. Always a great time. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a start. I don't think it's the end. I hope that Elon Musk will come out with a bunch more stuff to tell us. I think that's awesome. What do you think, babe?
Well, let's stay in the chat for a minute here and see.
Do you care about the future of Twitter?
Why don't you... Well, here's the thing. I think that what we need is... we need protocols, not platforms. For something like this... where it's just purely a communication platform. I think Minds has the right idea, where they're doing a kind of similar thing, but it's open source so that you could connect to it and have your own, almost like a node, but you don't have to go to twitter.com in this, or with Twitter, you have to go to twitter.com. With Minds, you can spin up your own instance, kind of like in a similar way to how Mastodon works.
Right. But not like Mastodon.
Yeah. So we're big fans of Minds, and we're big fans of what's his name? Bill Ottman.
Bill Ottman, we love Bill.
Our CEO.
He's awesome.
He really is one of those people who really believes in free speech and believes in what he's doing. He believes in open source and all that good stuff. So I would encourage everybody to start supporting these alt tech companies like minds like Public Square. You can go to the link in the description
That's
to
right.
sign up your business to Public Square so that, we can get, I don't know, we get a percentage.
We do get a kickback,
like
a little kickback, just so you guys know.
But also join those groups in the Public Square group links that I put in there. If you're interested in privacy and security, there's one about that. There's one about Linux and Unix. And it's all about building a coalition of not even like-minded, but just not, sane people that don't hate you and just want to talk about technology and geek out about stuff without pontificating about
That's right.
how much better we are than you.
Right. I think that I'm optimistic that what's going on with Twitter is going to wake people up to the idea that we need some alternatives. This is something that Trump tried to do with True Social, and others tried to do with Parler, and they tried to do with some of the other small ones that never really caught on.
Yeah, and of course, Parler got parlered.
Right.
That's just a word that I use now to describe a particular type of corporate cancellation. But that's something that you could live and learn from. Find ways of making things more decentralized and more resilient to that kind of cancellation.
Yep, but at the end of the day, it is all about diversifying our points of failure, correct? Because we don't want any single point of failure, which is why I've kind of been saying about Elon Musk is that he is the only point of failure now at Twitter. And we really need him to stay strong and not back down. But it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game to play.
That was the point that I kind of got derailed, I guess.
Distracted yourself.
I don't really like that people think they're going to come in, or that Elon's going to come in and
save them.
Little bits of my cat everywhere, and sort of save free speech, and now he'll be the benevolent dictator. And it's like, we don't need the dictator. What we need is people to take control of their own freedom and take control of their own speech. And, instead of just expecting some billionaire to come in and save us, we need to build our own systems.
Right, that's not a workable solution to just expect some kind of kind billionaire to step in and make it happen.
That's not a strategy.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It really doesn't. You need something that's actually tenable that you can repeat.
We need to build our own parallel economy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Public Square is doing, and that's what we're trying to do too. That's why we're trying to make a positive cultural difference. That's why we're kind of focusing on kind of the bright side of this cultural stuff and trying to keep people focused on the upside and make sure that you don't get too black-pilled and hopeless, because there's a lot of good in the world. And it is nothing if not entertaining. So for all of this nonsense with Elon Musk, it is certainly fascinating to watch what's happening and to watch all the tweeps melting down. It's good times.
Tweeps.
I love it. I love it.
People are talking about BSD. BSD is a great operating system as well. You may not be aware, but it's not just. So it's Berkeley Software Distribution is what the name of it is. What the name comes from, and it's actually one of the. I think they actually started at before Linux ever came around.
Oh wow. Old school, huh?
Yeah, it's a very old school, but it's got a slightly different type of software license that allows just about anybody can modify it, and then doesn't have to necessarily give their code back to the source, back to the community, which makes it a better platform if you're a private company that wants to close source your own OS, which is why a lot of OSs like set-top boxes of TVs to microwaves, and especially like Mac OS, of course, is a type of BSD, and so is iOS. So it's a Unix variant, but it's not quite as free as in freedom in the sense that Richard Stallman talks about it. But I'm guessing I should,
You digress.
Yeah, I guess
You're
I
good.
digress.
You're good, babe. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. I know our numbers have dwindled since Timcast IRL started. Ugh, I never imagined that would happen. Just kidding. But we had a great time going through this thread with you guys tonight. You should definitely stay tuned and see what is coming down the pike for them tomorrow or, next week or whatever. I'm very excited. Very excited. I hope that all the truth will come out. We're going to wrap it here. End this stream. Go check out publicsq.com if you're on your computer, the Public Square app if you're on your phone.
Go from the link in the description.
That's right.
If you're gonna set up your own business on the app.
That's right.
So that they know where you came from.
That's right. And thank you guys all very much for tuning in this evening. We had a great time with you. And until next time, bye guys.